Okay.
Okay. Okay, more done with tonight. Ela Nakodo, okay, few minutes. Then we'll
No,
start the show.
no problem.
I'm not mixing them anything.
Okay, lock the door, Isaac.
The acid with the vice
Lock the door. Okay. I'm doing my show. I've started my show. I don't want to talk. Then we'll start the show. Et then the waiter will laugh.
No, I enter their room, Lula. They went to their room.
Faraguna the Matia, Manoya.
I'm on actually you would not I'm expecting that.
Hey, yeah, and down in Bafan and Nikata, Romokan and Dafaka, you know. Bo, e wa Damiela Kuta, una to Mangali Damiela wanted a lot.
Actually, no one can separate her from me. I will
Oh,
put that you have another.
oh, that's cute. She's a daddy girl.
She's a daddy girl.
Oh, I know the feeling. Nefane. Even till now, the daddy girl a little bit, no. So no. Okay. Na audience who could have fallen in the Musamini at a show at time murula.
Uh-huh.
Go na audience who could have fallen in the Musamini normally mida academic kumaka be at a show at times yamina.
Yeah, we have to wake on time. We can. I don't mind when it's a little bit later than this one to my side so that people can wake up properly.
Oh no, yeah, next time. But
Yeah,
it depends, doesn't matter anyway, because you also need time as well to relax, you know. Ballet fan of
yeah.
it. You can't just do the show then straight to sleep. Dig I mean?
No,
Okay.
it's all right. It's all right.
Baby Fengo Shekala, Anitle, Aniswea, Aniwea, Nikaka Jamana so they are now fully Kenyumale Wolekase Abema, Nikaka Dunyo Fanso to their fully Wolekasama. A Canelo, Netole Hajo Kone, net based in London, United Kingdom, Nasho Tole friendship, relationship, and marriage goals. And be more brother Mohamed Kamara, no, but I kill and Fatoma. Facebook la. So I vato my welcome ke page me na ane a page me share ke because important topic le be market the kamara different type of sexual health like a be. You know, I kuma important can bale. So before vato ma kuma da me a video most so mo ma fela ne a video share ke so video that vato ma ijo je introduce ke ile jeti le ile base ke ne yoro me de dia.
Okay. All right. Ni Tole Mohamed Kamara, currently in Brisbane, Australia. Ni directly la Vatama on Facebook, which I love so much. Ni me for Benawole I Aketo because of the time fighter. My time zone that's more mini summer than learning. Hajaya Sholel Termine Kromale, we just deem it necessary to do it on this time today. We will be doing a lot of adjustment as time goes back with time. Okay? So,
Thank
anyway, Zawani Nala Yanobi, Wana Nafe, Aina me, show me Nadia. Motena Tansrona Kana Lumbe, Moena Lumina, make it fruitful for the benefit of the masses. So ni dawi ya frobine jani mo wato so damnala.
Thank you so much, brother Mohamed. I cannot call na platform any education platform le so adiani kanya mo mulu mo community la mulu eta kata wa karanke mulu e jamfa wa karano mulu abale kala kana kodu ye no mo naka famo mo wona ka fomonye so mo lo e nyaminga, and it's one of the things sexual health and tene because mosa ba mo koula mote moje poteka londula you know mota feka nyanyine you know but ne mo de kanane ka monye mo be se ka ko fa mo ka look exactly how to protect ourselves with sexual health so be mo ko de kumara what topic like mo sister fear not to ka but we not to wulu not to later so be big brother nafaka kuma damya ina ya kala ne bisa ka history din the more then question won't be na question wala tala iba wate the next question would ma so you can if you don't mind bisa ka ya kana you know education background in for money if you don't mind.
Okay, all right. Well, come in the Domana Jamala Mikono Nana Karandam Nara Fra Finale, and then I started my high school in Guinea. Oh, Nana High School Damnala Lajine.
Yeah.
Doke Masanda Kadoke Gedu Kawala Ban Zirekore. Nana High School 12th grade graduation Karamuro Zirekore. So when it come to refugee school, I call myself international RC student because tough school to RC bro lajine ni nemata ala korimina. These are the top school was Tepe Refugee School in Masanta, Kanko High in Zelekore, and then Momo Kanko High in Gegedu, Momo in Mbokore. So Mboko Uyando, Jamal Amikono Fana Man Kugbele Nyanyini, Mata business ke mawa politic Udian Balimo new demesenu about I focus on my health study. So na bana na university la 2014 ngana degree premium university la 2014 na 2014 ngana degree from bachelor degree in nursing. Currently ni namaka master class in global public health. Ni wala triflan minor. So na background me have educational lelewe. Lonite ino bene mi na lonike la da fe jani moketa abrabra dosrona.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, brother. More topic na minute na feka question me manga.
Yeah.
What is syphilis and what is the symptoms and the treatment for it? Nebiseka wonya for monya syphilis. Where Mendele? Where
Okay.
sexual health Mendele?
All right. Syphilis um, is one of the very, very serious sexual transmitted disease. Sexual transmitted disease, I can say syphilis is the second to HIV. It's very, very serious sexual transmitted disease. It's very close to HIV. So, Ali, sexual transmission disease, lele, would always run at me through sexual intercourse. Ali, will, mais Ali, symptom minule. One of the common symptoms. A symptom no di anbale kema. A symptom no di anbale kema. But Kelo musolo a common symptom mine wole asiambalo ibrote bulinya. Molu brote bora ainya. So if that is constantly happening to you, don't take it granted. That Jeremiah friend, whatever ile bulinya, modulu tala wulai ma they can do it. They used to it, I will Jamalo, I know why when I blue bladder, and then I saw I Jeremiah the withdraw because I call on more look at Irena. So I think to them now lewe. You remember in manga ki woli nyamanga wallet like it's a brainy sensation. A symptom jangalo walala awe melina, awe mela mola. Kelo musula emiki la isendela fin vindamina. Point rebla isendela black dot on your feet. So point way akene kala we adulu can most of it will be in a circular form. So but it will be black. It's not itchy, it's not painful. If it for fine that you're supposed to do something about it, naima fuye. Mena diala isendela ikala mo sendela borogli yani nyaminga me wo benake iketayena. Atini dimina atini wonyela atini itangala samara doma ibese samara doni sena ibese tamana. These are the middle stage. Awe timina wo yorola is same kokala, especially is single nimba o kokala bonbon idoyo bora, like a little bomb. Is single of fini katekaraole, me is same kokala aute fina we kala bonbon nele. And then when you go further, you start losing your ability to walk. Awe kala kelule, I make kala kelula straight up. Awe bana sire yakoka when really chronic. Because more do I take la doctor fellow juna. Adulu crying na sunya lele aita sunya basilu bo kasi saima. No, it's in the blood. I cry jelilo. If they say if almata basila. I just agree abuloma because the Yoruba be falmata la usa ka fenu la. But yeah, it will still come back. Ke awe chronic la ke la ikela le okenora bali. That's how is it. That's the real chronic situation. Eke we imataba kenelo. Ai yake amina ka abulo masama ka akuna tunu fife. You can't see it. I can't the kafa tela la lede. Maikrale wile mataba kenelo. Akruna go on the way. And in that situation, asiambalo butu itese tamana ni beleti blo yele. Adu lo fra itese sendona butu samaralo. So syphilis a common symptom mine. Ngate ngosela wole mane na mine before I just trying to summarize it. A common symptom mine wole ibolote bunya. 1, 2, he send the life fin that I think Fuikla Itekonala will be the same. Nothing will change there. But going straight to the feet. Ale Fasani more cinema is really, really dangerous on the foot. So akiti sin ngolo of fina. Ate kake we sin nola tala wo fin kala nyaminga ate kala uya. Ate kala fine kafo ajayan ne. Ai kala fine le point. Adulu for kala to misawa. Isin de mumela. Fin te kala ino kafo iwinya kala wato fin wule na no. Adulu kala to misala adulu isin tinala. Adulu kala isin nuna or isin kofe. It's in Maro week Ladimaya kind of, but at the end of your feet, we ye fina. And fin to the spreckler as long you don't take treatment to the spreckler. Awek banaokoka, then it increase it make your mewu to start disappearing. I make a kerula alelewe. Warning. They have any gonorrhea similar symptom, but difference in many gonorrhea la way more it's not gonorrhea ta fano get over.
What could the next one the gonorrhea? Where next one the list?
Difference in any gonorrhea la. So me anyway symptoms yamba masu yani nyona. And more many ebro blala nyaka inya sa wo by sexual transmission different symptom. These are 5 symptoms. If that thing happening, it doesn't mean you get syphilis, but it means you get sexual transmitted disease. You got to do something about it. You got to do something about it. Now, a symptom, a treatment in the treatment, as we know, is antibiotic. Antibiotics make the treat killer. Il était se wo detect killer fi wa d'autres le fellow. Kawa antibiotics ta igelema, it can create immune system. It can create the body can become used to the antibiotic to the extent that it won't work on you next time. So abende kafo ita antibiotic taleke iwaro na kafa lila ita taleke no. Antibiotic better syphilis fala. There are special antibiotic that people use, doctors use for it. For the program today, Netana free antibiotic will tough because why? The fair is treatment is the fair is what dorley. Me a treatment belete no antibiotic. Dorley we have PPF, penicillin protein, we have ampicillin, we have amoxicillin, we have erythromycin. These are all different type of antibiotic. Mais il est na holo na fita d'autres que fero akaka kamisan kadima aiwodima iya treatment. So syphilis yolo lewe.
Oh, thank you so much, big brother. So no, what when you catch like what system the symptoms the but what about our musula? What are symptoms that nakaka musula?
All right. As symptom me I musula it's my for in the human creation alana muso for la bale. Muso foreign bale. But follow what disadvantage mine wole ne. Akegbeani symptom displays care physically on the woman's skin. Adam Nalo. Akegbeani bale. Everything will be around your service. Everything will be around your service. And what your service it will disforms aketa bola akakankake nyaminga adolulo aya service dagbolo minakafa ala fa damina ayuru kramusula. And then you get frequent urination nyenyekelo mina frequently iwe wala nyenyekedia itenyenye bebreke It just dribble. It could say, I will men, I will affront men like 1 or 2 hours. Nyenyekelo we mina kotuno. We will like our nyenyeke the same thing. Nyenyebe retebola. So I make a musula alelewe. But sendela fiwo o symptom musominala fana. That's the general symptom. Symptom kile blara musola. Abi sendem na kala fin. And then Abdullah, I send that Sophie, our chronicler, if you don't treat it. I send that Sophie, is a Kanyala is sendona idiana Samara Dolulo. Ya for la Samara mi mo sema la Samara mi mani. Me imi sena saba bene because asiambalo mo mini I send them minala ka amafre minele zendela ni wola doya ne. So na fear d'autres lui actually comment misilila avec celui-là. Asiambalo I'm on distractor. We that have worker a distract offer in the mosque. Isendela more you sendela we know straight something is going on you. Ni more masrinyani la will come and tell you. Ni te mobra mole then we let you go. Because if you want to address kelawo yanka for Kenny sexual transmission disease, like you need to go visit a doctor. Ibramote, be ready for the fight. So because of that, we mind our own business. So it's good as a partner. Prevention mentor Buruma is good as a partner. And you're seeing them muffling at time. Or seeing their frog clean there. And you're falling muffling. When something is wrong, tell the person, look, this is going wrong. Femi ni lo na wa temina femi titi made itete tenya. You know? It's your partner. There's no shameful between you guys. Need for your active found like why not tell the person that's rude. You're trying to save your marriage, you're trying to save your relationship,
Yeah.
right? Ma'am, mina sexual transmission disease among partner is that some partner are not faithful to their other partner. So we that to la clearly. And some of them avec sexual transmitted disease, avec more criminal, the other partner will start blaming the other one. But I can tell you, sexual transmission disease, like syphilis, is absolutely sexual transmitted. Absolutely. It's not something that you can pick from the toilet. Syphilis, the ole. Syphilis, the toilet. Momi wa fi syphilis tala tolela we ale ate wala ate tala tolela. Or there are other sexual transmitted disease that you can get from the toilet, but not syphilis. Syphilis, like I told you, is the most dangerous sexual transmitted disease next to HIV. In fact, study don't for syphilis could develop into HIV if it's not treated properly. Steady do now for that. So me musuruta symptom alelewe the labia of the labia will be inflamed.
Yeah.
And then you start seeing some little pulse around the labia. If that is happening, do not just scratch it. Go for treatment.
Thank you so much, big brother. The next question is, what is chlamydia? Yeah. Symptoms and treatment.
Okay. All right. Chlamydia is a sexual transmitted disease. It's one of, but this one can also be obtained without. Is the name sexual transmitted disease there? But it can be obtained. You can get it without having sexual intercourse with somebody that have it. You can get it by sharing body wear, by sharing towels. Body wear, you can get it through that. I feel no te camera yalo watemino. Sometimes you mean you don't care do as cruci do osongo tibolo. Well, turunga say you don't care na silala kunu amako, and you want to use it today. You can get it through that. Like Haya rightfully stated, you can get it through the towels. You can also get it through sexual transmitted form. It is actually a bacteria sitting within that particular area. We call it the reservoir of the source of the source where the chlamydia is. It's a bacteria. So the bacteria can in your contact. It can be in any form through body fluid, intercourse, through using unclean surface can be clothes, it can be toilet, it can be towels, it can be even your hand, common hand. Your hand can cause even sexual transmission disease. So chlamydia soronya luluwe. Now, how do you prevent it? Cleanness. That's the first thing, cleanliness. Clean your hands. After using the toilet, clean your hand. It's not necessarily when you defecate, but even when you go wee-wee, even when you go past urine. Australian tenor will more for a wee-wee me to pass urine.
Yeah, no fan
Malum,
of the yeah, we.
yeah,
Yeah,
okay, good.
yeah, nothing
So,
energy can here.
all right.
But
So
the no
Ali,
will
can you,
yeah. The no will
uh,
have the no will have say take a say yeah, the no. So
yes,
I'm gonna
yeah,
go.
yeah. Coming on main social media, like people watching or internationally from Africa, they may not know what wee is.
Yeah.
So, uh, Ali Veta is Sunaleke Josolo, Ikakanki Buroko. Ibrula Cola is really good. Like for women, uh, anyone anyway, but especially women, underwear is one of the major source of getting chlamydia. It doesn't matter how your underwear is expensive or good, wash it. Just wash it. Don't be afraid to wash your underwear because it's very expensive. You don't want it to get filled soon. You're putting yourself into harm. And it's good for men to use underwear, one underwear for a whole day, but one day, one underwear, at least for men. Women, you can change your underwear twice a day if you have the opportunity. If you don't have it, make sure to change it at least once a day. These are surfaces where this bacteria can settle. Even you taking antibiotic, if you don't practice cleanness, you'll continue taking that antibiotic because the bacteria will keep coming. It will keep growing. You kill it, it keep growing. So our prevention method, there's no other cure for bacteria or infection other than antibiotic, especially sexual transmitted diseases, excluding HIV, because antibiotic doesn't kill HIV, excluding HIV and AIDS. All other sexual transmitted disease can be cured by using by antibiotic and cleanliness. There are some sexual transmitted disease. There's no treatment until cleanliness. Even antibiotic can kill it, and chlamydia is one of them. So I treat many prevention away. The symptom again, a symptom majority of the majority of the sexual transmitted diseases, majority of them symptom is uncomfortable itchy. That's one. Burning and painful sensation around the groin. Around your groin, it will be there. So if you are really smart before the bacteria, and there's no smartness about it. It's about if you are really informed, like coming to show like this, asking people that know about these diseases. Because it doesn't matter even you are smart, if you don't learn this thing, you can't know. It's not normal for you to be scratching around your groin all the time. That's not normal. If it's happened to you, burning sensation, itchy, rash growing around your groin, is a sign that something is going on wrong with that part of the body. So you need to do something about it. Seek advice, talk to your doctor, and then follow the treatment regime.
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
big brother. My
Yeah.
next question is, what
Yeah.
is HPV?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the symptoms and the treatment for that, please.
Okay. All right. All right. HPV. What is HPV? Okay. HPV, human people papilloma virus infection. Infection dolale is very. It's not something that is common like other sexual transmitted diseases. The most common one, mokete kumala uluka mo esena mima ka for me common keninga free. This is one of the common one. So mote kumala mikokane is one of the common one, and syphilis is also one of the common one. But this one is not common. It's it. Sorry, 1 minute, sister.
Okay.
1 minute. 1 minute. I just got. Amadu. What's my?
I just cried.
What are you crying for?
I fixed the iPad,
Yeah.
and then I think I just cried for the iPad.
Go. I'm sorry.
Ayakito, omo mula maka mumma fe ayakito.
I get to more doing ni musumita.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's okay. This is baby mom program, so I will new skate. I will Londula will need the whole kamen a kulo. The new story now. My followers. I can like for the type program le mine.
What happened? Okay. I don't want to hear you crying anymore. Okay. Let me finish the show, then we can talk about it. Okay. Okay. Okay, sister. Sorry for that.
No, you're welcome. It's okay.
Sorry. HPV is mostly found among women. Mostly found among women. And is a kind of disease that is high risk, and is a found mostly in the DNA of it can be something that is easy, like for example, if your family it's kind of family related uh,
Okay.
diseases, but It can also be obtained if your sexual partner is already having that disease. It can be transmitted to a man at the same time, or it can be among other people. So the the acronym HPV, I just forget it. That's what I wanted to give, but
I do momula makambo mafe a video check because this is very important topic. We're talking about sexual health here. You know, most of my community law were sexually active, but we don't know too much knowledge or awareness of the sexual different type of sexual health disease. You get me? So I video check so mukwe bu turn on video mululo video so ya mulule share kara, you know, because this is to do with your health lane mo kumalela be, you know. So kumaye be big brother.
okay, yeah. Me kumala ali sexual transmitted disease minuka. In the line of HPV, it's one of the common transmitted diseases, but it cannot be I'm forgetting the acronym.
No, take your time. It's okay, big brother. Take your time. Take your time. So you know, many knowledge in sexual health, you know, because at the end of the day, most of my bad, especially in more ka furulo, more ka kuwukala, more tala time take a mobile, kata more jewu check, kata check doctor so like for nuko kind, you know, more life with too busy with put up more health, sexual health last minute. What is there? Sexual health and any part of your health supposed to be the first thing that you put number one, you know, because no matter how healthy you are and you're sexually active and you spreading different type of sexual health disease from one partner to another partner to another partner, you know. So what I can mean the programs I mean are important can bali more can more education, more knowledge this year. So you know, God forbid na akodi kakila you symptoms wulu mena ya amaka kuma symptom mulu kane e kitalo na net ka for jangolo milena because bamme mode a shola to musa shola ka for cheta maka symptom mele describe ke. So programs I mean I join share ke so more kwa bo fa no knowledge milo, you know, kuma be big brother.
Okay. HPV, human papilloma virus. Allele, human papilloma virus. Ali sexual transmitted disease lele fanan. Ani ali follow later cancer de la mama, especially musoma they call it cervical cancer. Allah tejani de la mama. So a symptom you mean fanani ule burning. What at itchily is it become burning sensation, then become palsy. I put palsy colole film
Spot.
agboro I
Yeah.
think palsy will be something like
Yeah.
that. Manakano, yeah.
When you have a
Yeah,
big spot, yeah.
yeah,
I
okay.
think
That agboro see like a green stuff. I don't basically like yellowish colors. So a symptom nule would discharge ule kala nala moma. But mostly I musole effect kala bubale animo minu anal sex kala keminu that they do anal sex. It affect them. And it start by trauma within the vagina. Trauma how trauma go into the vagina in the first place. Trauma do not vaginal in the first place when a near sexual partner is not in the proper mood and you rush having sex with the person, you're causing damage to the person's service. And when that happens, if it's not treated immediately, there's already wound within that person vagina area. And that when the bacteria settled in there and then develop into the human papilloma virus, without treating those wounds for very long period of time, it can first develop into ulcer, and then a long-term ulcer can develop into a cancer. Then that means they have to do some surgical procedure to get rid of it. It can be any more treated by antibiotic. It have gone beyond that. In that case, in that case, you might lose your reproductive system for a woman. He might lose it. Ale juu ya ni musole la katimi. It's not something that is really common for men, except those who are gay, more meaning gay, because there's possibility that you can develop annual cancer, like cancer in
Yeah.
the
The
in
Jokunkunu.
yeah, where you pass bowel, where you open your bowel. If it's a cancer, corona. So it's a common virus that can spread through sexual contact and sexual infection, and it can be serious because it can develop into cancer, including cervical cancer and vaginal vulva cancer. So a little away. And again, prevention. Do the normal thing. It kind of is people think that playing with your sexual partner is a waste of people do. No, we have to maintain putting someone into the moon before you can have sexual intercourse with them. It's like when you are full of food, then they force you that you should eat another food. It's hard. Or if you are not hungry, then you just eat because you see the food properly. You got to be hungry before you eat. So nimi fora yoro wolo manya luya wole madena manyingala kishomina ni sexual transmitted disease muso ni ke ya lakafunyo ado fanani bese soron diala ay soron diala bulo mima wole a soron ya dam nale we me adande wole adam nale we because for madimi neke muso mawe dimina o buloma lakafunyo ya buloma fene grow kra ye ma from a bacteria te fingrele fenyene man ne makai iwamena bacteria fuisle te fenyene man ne ateka for jangalo buto le bacteria jangalo tote bacteria fenyene man rule to bacteria so bacteria o fenyene man o dona o fano ye we ata domini minu kala mo fali fan wolo wole nala jangalo le butu wole nala jangalo le fenyene mani yelete jangalo le nalele jangalo la seni ima so nindi muso ka kafu nyoya ke ileke kete jangalo wo solona ama damna ilema adam nani muso le kono na adam nani nyaminga wole ileni muso lia la kafuli watelo iwe prese katimi muso mapre iwe la kafuli ke iwe dabo muso ma o dawo to ama basi finalmente o wa jere solon dawolo awe to dawola bunyala ale jimina bola finalmente o jimina bola ani jimi muso ya lamini wala wula we kafuna it causes animal fluid and that fluid can be transmitted jiwola we kafuna wo be se bola muso falila kanake falila aywe kafonyoya kala wate bre ile fana nyweta sena imuso flana ma comme nous maya kele muso siambale fulla ile sena imuso flana ma then iwadi wo ma kotuno so mi akela mai fola kafo mi janto inyono la kafonyo ya wate lo mobe preni ke forcément ya kakalo e kafo muso ya kafo na wolo tamila so because of that you have to have sex with me right now no the person have to be in the mood if they're not in the mood leave them alone na te prende ai tu ye for ai pre wate mino and me akara muso e prera my sister lu kawunya lo they will tell you that in different show but not today we're talking about sexual transmitted disease so we can well, me asymptom mine nani himo papilloma disease mi symptom mi dole wole dimin ya muso ya kono dimi ke yeno ati wonyela de me dimi yeno yo dimi la kamena imanga ka dimi mi ke I can mistake because ayakalo dimi weki ya muso yalo aite sukrede adimi lute nala bulu kelema asiambalo kalo ya dimi we kela kono dimi nile o te kela dimi ne ya muso ya kono o te kela wole na kake ni wo kake kelila ya muso ya kono kafo kono la ali dimi na ekonoti dimi na ya kalo ye wati lo then that's the problem you got to talk to our doctors umanga kake naturally umanga kake nyameni wole kilela you got to talk to your doctor they got to do something about that so dimi muso ya kono lalo uwe kilela watemino wuti sikala kafo fo jangalo mi kumara kaine wole na kete wokera me jangalo siambale nala wole ni kulu bende o yoro la minino akete dimine jiala adolu kete wonyele jiala adolu kete soling kakao faint soling burning sensation soling ewe imadingo yeah burning sensation is soling yeah like a chili photo ma way soling na nyaminga so would dimini kakanka dimilu difference lo fewe kili dimina o fewe sola o dimijate ave sori ni wekala o asofe ni wekala o dimijate ulu manga kake muso ya lamini wolo o wekala la definitely ya jangalo lila kaka kado troi minde na muso tagbre ala kele nu kelu ma infection kebian bale ay kemina ordinarily akigbian bale ay kemina ordinarily uboni moni musolu danyale lo mo be kawlo mo danyal te suklene so ula kala mi dina musolu ka bake ni mamina ni dina musolu ka wolo kelu tal usena ngete wo fola bo asiambalo kelu lati jani infection lo na katimi musolu koka asiambalo most often mais ni kalon i komina kolosila yalo na kabe wolema mais ni le malo i komina kolosila i ketaye na o kakane kake o wate kake o i kene kolola i wonyela o i bana kolola i wonyela bro no il est amri yalo o kakane kake no sometimes o manga kake you got to have a look and see what's there. I do agree when you generally jangalo te foi, man, you have to find out why. When the mirror can be I kesine gonna high to tala han for kalokile fi moe umanga kake. So alina sister manina virus miakolo alilewe. The prevention a prevention lona mima wodole ndafolawe avoid trauma within the service iloja mantro o madimini kake muso ma anale nyomena Imuso yamina kakewe ya siseding. Ya siseding don't have more for like you are don't for Latina, you are don't for Latina because if Musodolu you are for they love rough sex. Well, rough sex is not anything bad, but you should be prepared for it. It should be the service should be lubricated enough. Ni ni more lele if you're a woman that doesn't get lubrication sooner, they have artificial lubricant. Artificial lubricant, basically you use to lubricate yourself before even meeting your husband. So me veka for your whole alelewe.
Thank you so much, Big Brother. My next question is, what is gonorrhea?
Yeah.
And the symptoms and the treatment, please.
Yeah.
Masube nisoma, kamara nisoma. Man se nisoma, mosu sama makamu mafe anisoma anywhere. Yeah.
Gonorrhea. I think I break it up now, yeah.
Yeah.
Ninani kokelengo for HPV virus. HPV virus meaning, infection meaning, ninani kokelengo. I prevent vaccination, for the near prevent care. Ale, onafri it's not something simple. It's not something common. It's one of the rare sexual transmitted disease. I vaccination about it prevent kalama. It's not always through trauma. For yasrona trauma, some can be you can get some of them through heredity. If it's asrona ubuluma. So vaccination, for I prevent care. It's one of the sexual transmitted disease that you can get prevention. Medicine to vaccinate you for you to get prevention. Your vaccination, for HIV, vaccination for this one here, gonorrhea, vaccination midilema, it's not gonorrhea thrown out to know. HPV virus here. It's one of the rare transmitted disease that have vaccination. So let's go to gonorrhea. Gonorrhea is one of the common one. Aikama francelocosupis. A common kenne, very, very common. So motion by Carol, me gonorrhea. Mo bese kumara ko kabi fanani. Kabe mi ma wole mi nyinala. Jangal lele misron diani josolo gonorrhea ni feminia mi nyona wole aya fala makalan maya kano ko kalan kono dimi moli woni gonorrhea nyami na ay test training kalan kono dimi ibese wekila you can also ivinye yekela ala banke jelile wekela kalan kono dimi no gonorrhea fana wekla gonorrhea me gonorrhea type mindela kala difference mindele woni kala kono dimi wota wela bank la jelly will never change, but gonorrhea it can change from fresh blood to pus. Pus meaning I bula sline kala koke wo numbro la sline teme adulo numbro I nelela nyaminga. I kala flablu kenele nyaminga. Gonorrhea we kola. I kratin. Gonorrhea is rona di. I rona nyena. I rona setu nyemi isila koka. o nyemi be nyenye la yoro ningle no lo wimbola yeno kase ima ate yorole kafo kake odumala like say for example ma nyesi my farafina josolo kawakoka especially kawakan josolo iwetala inyenke jiji kawawote ni woka solo momi gonorrhea la wo ebo nyenke dia ile si wo yoro kele no iwi nyenke la ate kafo ile nyenji kete bola kawawo male kanai male but oui nyenji la parce que nyenji sofeni so nyenke to la oui mi kete sina kawawo makajele iwafra molu ya foko they don't believe it but we make it kawako kakajele but we it can evaporate I mean it can change into liquid form o ejela ilela ketele komi iwi wusu jangalola wawe basikela dalo awe wula iblinga ke kuna de awuye ejela ikalo wela banatarale iboro ko nyaminga we mi jirati lawe o kete sena ya musu yama wunyale and then you get it. Ke bisa sorona josoro but very red. I reckon in kumina agbrian bebele ka for ke asoron josoro ka kumi ma wole infection bolila si amikoka ke tawo majani bale musuta masunyani joso konola flola katimi ke kokan so akegbe ani ke asoron josoro kewe gonorrhea sorona asiambalo ana sorona through sex gonorrhea te fene kafo iketa sorona because ini dinyoya krusi silila no alitawole itale sorona wolo ibuketa sorona le through sexual transmitted or in the bathroom in that manner because aleni tawa use test cleaning aleni ulu test cleaning there are some bacteria that doesn't last on the surface for a long time. Hali josolo tami is a rare case. May I sorona josolo. So asoronya minije arlewe. Be mi kumarako kan through sexual means. I sorona kemusunyo malute. I sorona kete kewe timindimina kemusunyo malute. So a prevention minele safe sex. Safe sex damnale if be fair to your sexual partner. Safe sex testimonial. Being fair to your sexual partner. Safe sex damnale away. It cannot kanumina momima imatilong. So I'm trying to say that we should practice fidelity. Of course, it won't happen in the Madingo culture. We Madingo men we love to marry many women, so fidelity doesn't work. But for the safety of public health perspective, I still have to say it's one of the best steps. Fidelity, abstinence. You have to practice that. It's one of the best methods. Number two, know something before you use it. Know something before you use it. Like for example, some people will say use condom. Well, if you don't know condom, don't use it. Using condom is a very high risk as well because you got to know how to use it. At the moment you're using a condom, your 100% hope is on that condom. But if you don't use it properly, then you become what? Infectious. You become infected. So that's the risk. If you don't know it, don't use it. Just
And condom for la fanico, don't do la fanico.
okay. Condom falala. Asiambalo kondo ya fala ebola kondo blanyalema. Ani if you don't get the actual size, it's based on size. If you don't know your size, you just go and just take any condom and you don't apply it properly. Definitely, when you get heated, when there's no enough lubrication, condom can burst. And when it's burst, if that person is affected, then you can get it as well. So me, gonorrhea tama alilewe.
Thank you so much, big brother. And my next question is,
Yeah.
well, I don't know if it's common. It's pubic hair. No, pubic, yeah. Pubic, one of the pubic lice, like crab.
Yeah,
And what
yeah,
is
pubic
the
lice.
symptoms, and what is the symptoms, and what is the treatment?
Well, my sister, ilibukalo pubic lice. The only difference between pubic lice and hair lice is the position. Is the position of them where they are. Often pubic lice is, I think, some most often they are white. That could be due to heat around the cervix or around the groin. And hairless are mostly black. That prevention is strict cleanliness. Definitely. Cleanliness. Clean yourself. Shave yourself. It's allowed Islamically, it's allowed hygienically. So it's good for you to
More
clean
do now.
yourself. Pupilless is one of the simple.
Now,
Yeah,
Uncle, do a question the manga here. It goes, do condom have sizes for people?
of course. Condom have sizes. Condom have sizes. There are three sizes in condom. I mean, four different sizes in condom. They have small, they have medium, they have large and extra large. If you go buy condom, just look at it. Look at it. You see different size. The other thing about condom is quality. There are some condom, they are the quality is very low. The quality is low and it's a high risk because production is not happening in one country, especially for our brother in Africa. We that living in Africa, people dump anything in the market. It's not verified. In the Western world, before even condom come into the market, it have passed the test. Otherwise, you will not see it in the market. Everything related to human health, even that condom you're looking at, very cheap and very you could find it very useless, but in the Western country, they don't take it for granted. It have to go through verification. It have to pass the health standard before it can be produced into the market. But that doesn't apply to Africa. Marketeers just go and get it anywhere to get it from and dump it into the market. So it's good to know the condom you buy, the brand, where it's from. But many of the time, we the men, we are shy to do that. We are shy to even check the size of the condom we buy because we don't want someone to look at us. If I don't know about other Western countries, but I will talk about Australia. In Australia here, the best place to buy condom is in the toilet. Many public toilets in Australia have condom for sale. If you put your money in the machine, you press, and the condom comes. You are alone in the toilet, you take your time, you wash it, and the sizes are there. You are alone in the toilet. But when you go to the shopping, this is why people are ashamed. When you go to the shopping, if someone see you taking condom, they give you some look, you feel shy. This is why people doesn't check condom. Otherwise, condom definitely have sizes.
Auntie Fatmata, where you don't.
Okay.
Auntie Fatmata, we'll come back to you later, okay?
Okay.
Wait, Triano.
Okay.
So ni mote kumala kondon le kawe my brother mina manyinga le kara for kondon sazi alo. Yes, saz kondon. Even for men, they have different size. Itena in a telephone, telefive, tele6 or 50. No. What you will see is small, medium, large, or extra large. You'll see that. Ikitewe na condom size law. Next time you buying condom, just look at it keenly. You'll see the size. But don't buy it in haste. If you buy it in haste, you'll be too shy to look at it. Ikete mariala because more look at na sana. And everyone is adults. I don't think you should feel ashamed to buy condom or you should be ashamed to look for size. If the size you're looking for is not on the counter, ask the counters. There are people that service that are serving you on the counter. Ask them, do you have this size? They might tell you it's finished. You go somewhere else. It's better that way than to get infected through sexual transmitted disease, buying the wrong condom and then go do sexual intercourse. If you have using the small size and you go buy a large one, then what you think you do? You harm yourself and even harm the girl that you're having sex with. Because what could happen if you buy the large condom? It might stick in the girl service. And when you stay there, she have to take it out. And sometimes they even don't feel it. Some women don't feel it that something is in there. And when it's still on there, it creates what? Bacteria. And when you create bacteria, you're causing another infection for that poor girl. So it is good for men to look at your size, know your size. So that's the answer for that question. So this is about gonorrhea we were talking about.
No,
The
we finished
symptom.
gonorrhea. No, we finished gonorrhea. We're on the pubic hair lice.
Oh, pubic hairline. We were
Yeah.
talking about pubic hairline. Thank you for taking me back. Pubic
No, it's
hairline
a,
is complete dirtiness. My sister, that is complete dirtiness for men, for women. If you are really clean, look at your hair legs. If you are really clean, I know our hair for women, they get plenty hair, but there are too many women with plenty hair. You can see less in their hair. You will never see less in their hair.
no, Beppo
Less,
Kedasa. Sorry to
yeah,
cut you. Beppo Kedasa. Hair
yeah,
lice one in the fala fumulo. Because I want to fala bowuta side law. The reason why I'm saying that no fala
yeah,
fumu more product more bear more kuna Londra more fair relax kala, you know. So it will
yeah,
relax like kuno hair lice
yeah,
for atna live ka you know. Digame
yeah.
bo para gbedo aluta kun nemani nuduta afro lele is different. Aluta fanite product bear ata kunzila. So it's a lot in environment because they come to a primary school. I take a father bed no kunelo and maybe in the muta oh but no father from amasia ka for a father thing ka for life akuno.
Yes, my sister, if I tell you, we the nurses, we
Yeah.
see hair less every day in hospital, in their hair, you wouldn't believe it. But I can tell you the reason. One of the reason is they don't frequently wash their hair. The frequency of them washing their head is very less. We know. I used to be. Look, I would say I'm a nurse from ABC. I didn't jump into nursing. I don't just go to university and then get my degree. No, I started very low with nursing. I work in aged care. I work from aged care all the way. Currently, I'm working in emergency, mostly in emergency now. I don't work in aged care. But I will tell you, my sister, when I'm working in the aged care department, some of these people can have shower for a whole week. They don't want water to touch their hair. They don't want it, especially when they have very beautiful hair. It could happen even to our African sisters as well. Some of them, when they have a weave, a thread weave in their head, they don't want water to touch it. because it's attached. So those who using hat frequently you will see their hair wash, but definitely pubic legs is is a sound that your hygiene is not up to date, and it's very easy to kill. The easy to kill. You don't have to go. It's one of the area I was telling you. You don't have to go to doctor to give you antibiotic for pubic legs. No, it doesn't require antibiotic. It just required very good hygiene practice. That's the treatment for it. So ni alimi se uya uta yorole.
Thank you, big brother. The next one is, what is herpes? And the symptoms and the treatment, please. What is herpes?
Why
Herpes?
Fatu, you know?
No,
Fatu,
Fatim
yeah.
not later. No, Fatim not later.
Okay.
Makono doni, huh? Just a minute.
Yeah.
I got
Fatim
to
not
I'll be there 1 minute.
yeah,
Okay.
Fatim not later because minakara be ale Australia le so ale ta time no ta time different can I lose solo on the noodle some than nelane.
Sweden.
Yeah. No. Ale Australia le. And
No.
Fatim went to Sweden. Fatim do
Yeah.
Sweden. So
Yeah.
Fatim do college la. I'll ban. So
Okay.
I like the new join the next 30 minutes.
Okay.
You know? So what I can now go more sexual health minani, more adamia bella, more HIV can last. More HIV can last. I learn Fatim not to car kumanya for watilo. So what I can have go more educate the doula first
Okay.
and the HIV very last.
Okay.
Go with it.
I'm like,
and random account for and go feel bad go na anti American gata kuno lalene arsenal.
well, yeah, that's what family are for, right?
Go okay. Alhamdulillah. At least in my worst this week because he let worst.
Now I'm on probation this week. I want probation. I'll start back September. Now like so.
September is right the corner.
I know.
God, my heart.
Isaac.
Hey, Isaac, where no? Ishmael ni Adomo so ane ngoroche weta den sawa be ma feel be abe pake wurumoke ne la ne ka abe iPad di ama ngonda feka fe na mi for anye ngonda feka fe me ngo ya ninga fe me ngo be ba sure the tablet ni iPad le bo abebe so ko so because that for big asking learning I say I'm a for because we see an ngana iPad
na tablet mtaila.
yeah.
Sorry for that.
No, it's okay.
Hello, sister. You're welcome.
Likewise, brother Mohamed. Initama.
Nitama. Maya kamboni masanda kalela nyana. Malo ni masanda kalele. Ne masanda kalele anyway. Never masanda. Aha. Ikambo ni nyana muso dole la ina vesa atolete ngo fana ngo mawa. She was in America.
Oh, maybe Maleo Masala.
Masala, yes.
Yeah, Nene Masala de Plemele.
Allahu Akbar. Why way? Ngo sala ngo kasa kamara. Awa ngo kasa ba ani neba baklenema. Aite baklenema.
Small world. It's a small world. You see?
It's a small world.
Small world.
Ngoka saba ani neba ube muso kleya desron nele.
It will come more on the field. More be family.
Yeah, right. Ba foko ni ngui kambo nenga masana kala fife. Wow, look at that. It's a small world.
It's
Yeah,
a wonderful platform. See, I mean, I can hear more connect and live from different parts of the world. I'm connecting them at the same time. I'm proud of myself.
Yes. Last night people are Mama Nisa wanaleni onanina.
I would not find your call if me for the 100 children he had. Wow.
It could
Yes,
be more. My mom.
It could be more. It could be more.
Ngajilo, Alinda ni 2018 and Delubama, you know.
Okay. Okay.
Anyway, let's go to the topic.
Family you see?
Okay,
herpes.
What was the last question?
It was herpes. Mean the herpes, what is the treatment for it? And what is the symptom for it? Please.
All right. Herpes is sexual transmitted disease, but it's a rare one. It's one of the rare ones. It's not a common one. And it's almost a viral or fungal infection type. So, ali antibiotic te kunolama. Antibiotic te kunolama. Because anything that's viral and fungal infection, antibiotic doesn't solve that issue. So as malo, there are fungal treatment, and mostly they come in the creamy form. They come in a creamy form, and this particular one as well is common in female. It's common in female. So they come in creamy form. If you are a GP fellow, what they do, they give you that cream. It's kind of pain. Then you can just insert it in your cervix and squeeze it in. When you aleni yeast be treat kelabolo klenema, aleni yeast be group klenelo, they are fungal infection. It's that's the treatment of it. The prevention, of course. The prevention, all sexual transmitted disease have one prevention, which is abstinence. That's one. Number one, abstinence. Number two is cleanliness. There are some sexual transmitted. This one, abstinence is part of it, but cleanliness is more part of the fungal infection. How does fungal develop in the first place? Fungal is also a living thing. It's almost like it's the same thing. Me, it's the same thing. Fungal dolewe is the most common one. Bekawolelo. If it doesn't matter how many bacteria or talimans in your take kakara forget it will not go. Some people even use sugar. They feed the fungal to get rid of it. Some people use sugar to get rid of that on their food. So I'm only giving an example. I'm not saying you must use sugar for your service when you get fungal. No. Go to the doctor. They will prescribe anti-fungal treatment or antiviral treatment. But this will not be antibacterial. It will not be antibiotic. I can take a fungal, viral treatment, and mostly it's a cream form. And often it can go away without you taking treatment. But how does that happen? Is cleanliness. If you clean yourself properly, Cleaning yourself properly does not mean you should go in the shower one day and just half shower. No, it's not that. It's constant regime, something that you do continuously. Like I said to you guys the last time, for a female, at least if you can use two underwear a day, at least use one underwear a day. Don't use one underwear for 2 days. It's not good. It doesn't matter even you don't have infection. It doesn't matter. You might get sweaty. Whenever someone is moist, that's what bacteria love. That's what fungal love. For example, again, I'll go back to our feet. Before you can get fungal between your toes, one of the reasons that we get fungal between our toes is because when we have shower, we are impatient to dry between our toes. And
Yes.
then we just leave it wet, we put socks on it and put it in shoes. You
Yes.
can find fungal on men more than women, especially on for our toes. It's plenty in men more than women because often, especially even in the Western world, I know women wear tight shoes, but women are very, very particular with their nails, with their toenails. So they have the chance to go through their toes, between their toes, and dry well. But we the men, we don't have time. We say, "Muso yabare lewole." But as soon you an area is moist, it will cause the fungi to develop. And when the fungi is even difficult to treat more than infection, other infection, because I remember, if your doctor doesn't give you treatment, it will never go. But if you continuously keep the plate clean and dry to the best you can, often they disappear. If they are not getting the food they need to live around it, they won't stay. They will disappear with your cleanliness. So that is for that's type of sexual transmitted disease, and that's the treatment. The symptom is burning sensation, this abnormal discharge from your cervix or from your for the men. It's very hard for men to get this type of disease, but for women, it's abnormal discharge. Some of the discharge can be very thin. Thin mean very small, lighter than liquid. But because our body can feel, you will feel it coming down from around your groin. So you actually feel it. But it's not something that you can always see. You can only feel it, and when you touch somewhere, it will mark the place that you can see. But it's not like gonorrhea, where when gonorrhea is chronic, you can actually see the pulse. It's not something like that. Or you can actually see the blood at the end of your urination. It's not something like that. It's all about feeling and seeing the mark. So, what are they?
Oh, thank you so much, big brother. What
Yeah,
about because oral, oral sex? Most people do oral sex, yeah.
yeah,
But
yeah.
what kind of infection would they get from that from oral sex?
Well, oral sex,
Yeah.
you can get um, different form of infection. You can get different form of infection from oral sex. All right. When you do oral sex, it depends who you're having sex with. The person who you're having sex with, if that person is infected, definitely you're going to get infection. Despite from that, when you do oral sex, the man might erect into your mouth. And when that happens, you will get a sperm into your mouth. A sperm is not for the mouth. And when a sperm, a mouth, when the sperm is settling into your mouth, what will happen? It grow bacteria. It's like when you eat meat. When you eat meat and you didn't brush your teeth and you go to bed, continuously doing that, you growing bacteria into your mouth might lead you to getting tooth. Your teeth will get extracted. So oral sex can infect you. You can get infection through oral sex by that means, from ejaculations of sperm into your mouth, and also from that same ejaculation. If that person is having gonorrhea, definitely you're going to get it, because our gum here is one of the sensitive part of our body that can absorb substances quickly into the bloodstream than any part of our body, excluding the vein, like us when we giving injection, like for example, we give injection in the vein. When we give injection in the vein, it goes into the bloodstream quickly. Excluding the vein, gum count number two. This is why people who have heart problem, people when you have chest pain, we spray something under your tongue, around your gum, because your gum is the nerve around your gum, they are very active. They can absorb things quickly. So that means if your sperm go around your gum, if a sperm go around your gum, it will definitely absorb. It will be absorbed by the gum and it will go into your bloodstream easily. So the same way you can get infection through sexual means, you can get infection through orally by quick absorption by the gum.
Thank you so much, big brother. Mode maingarike, what cause urine infection?
What was that?
Mode maingarike, what cause urine infection?
Urine infection.
Yeah, because what cause kala. It's lack of
What cause?
drinking water, innit? I'm
Urinary
thinking.
tract infection.
Yeah, hello. I
You
just joined the live. I
We
thought we'll
see.
make
thank
plan
you,
for 1
thank you
o'clock
for coming, Sister Fatu.
Thank you,
What
Fatu.
causes
because
urine
I told
infection?
Sis Ashala I will be available 1 o'clock. I just
No, it's okay. No, it's okay. Now, what if I ask? Oh, I'm speaking, but I didn't go to you. That's what I said to them.
Okay.
Like, it's okay,
All right.
darling. Yeah, she's
Okay, what
asking.
causes urine infection? This infection can be detected in the urine. There's nothing like urine infection. There's nothing like urine infection. Okay, infection can be detected in urine. I have not come across anything called urine infection. The urine can be infected. Infection can be found in the urine, but there's no specific name that urine infection. I have never come across it yet. But maybe the person is trying to say, uh, what is it that we can find infection through the urine? The reason why we can find infection through the urine is that the urine has a passage, and that passage is connected to the sexual passage as well. So whenever the urine pass, otherwise originally, if the bladder is not infected, where the urine settle, if the bladder is not infected, the urine coming from the bladder will not be infected. The urine coming from the bladder will not be infected. But how can we know? How do we find infection into the urine? Is because the urine travel through the same line the bacteria will be. So when the urine is traveling out and touch the bacteria, it will carry the infection. That bacteria is spreading within your growing or cervix area, and that can be detected detected by the microscope in the laboratory. So, if I understood the question correctly.
Okay, big brother. Thank you for answering that. My next question I wanted to ask you, what
Yes.
other STDs can you get through pregnant? Because some ladies are pregnant.
Yeah.
What are what common STDs can you get knowing that you're pregnant? You know, after finding out that you're pregnant.
What common STD you can get while you are pregnant?
No. You're not pregnancy, right? Yeah. There's some
Yeah.
STDs,
Yeah.
but they don't
Yeah.
know until they get pregnant. Sometimes, then they find out what is common. What is STDs and pregnancy?
Oh, the relationship between STD and pregnancy. Is that
Yeah.
what you want to say?
Yeah,
Yeah.
please. Yeah.
Okay. Pregnancy itself, we well, today we can get pregnant without doing sex, but that's abnormal. Normally, let's talk about normally. Normally, before you get pregnant, you got to do sexual intercourse. That's normal. That's what we know. That's what we're talking about today. In that normal process, sometimes we, the men, can be infected, and we can pass on that infection to the woman. And during that pregnancy, the woman may confuse the symptom of the infection to the symptom of the pregnancy. As the result, the infection will stay until during delivery, and sometimes even affect the child that born in. And then one of the common one, I just forget it, but I just forget the name, but I will tell you, I will describe it for you. One of the common pregnancy infection, it always affect the baby eye. It's always affect the baby eye when the baby is born. And
Is
just
it
forget the
gonorrhea?
terminology.
Is it
I will
gonorrhea?
tell you.
Maybe
Eh?
Is it
Janet.
gonorrhea? Is it
Janet,
It's
right?
not gonna. Eh?
Janice? Yeah, she just said it.
Don't die. That's the one.
Janice, yeah.
That's the one. It's not gonorrhea.
No.
So that is one of the way pregnant women can get infection. The other way is that there's something we call sepsis, which is blood infection. Sepsis is a blood infection. So our body, the part of our body that produce blood is the bone marrow. When the bone marrow producing blood, and then the infection in the infection through sex does not get treated for a long time, it will affect the production of the blood, and then the blood becomes toxic. When it becomes toxic, it becomes very, very severe infection that can affect the baby as well during pregnancy. This is one of the rare cases we know about, but the sepsis is also linked with that blood infection. And the other one is also some women when they are pregnant they get so weak to practice proper hygiene. They get so tired, they get weak, they forget about themselves, especially at the end stage of the pregnancy, during the end stage of the pregnancy, wherein at that time, some people want to make themselves clean for their partner. Some people want to do that. Forgetting to know that making yourself clean is not just for your partner, it's making yourself clean not to get sick as well. So if some women is no longer sexually active with their partner, they forget about proper hygiene. And when that proper hygiene level is lacking, it develops into infection. And that infection could be affecting the pregnancies as well, the child
I
during
can see
pregnancy. These are the way women get infection during pregnancy. Are you there?
Yeah.
I will take that one off. I'll turn my phone off. Sorry. People calling me too.
Yeah, no, well, like, every time you're on live, that's when people decide to call sometimes. And
Yeah.
my next one is Musa Summer Ballet, you know, a lot of Musa Summer Ballet, you know, they suffer from that area where Anya Fedia as
Yeah.
Kasa one cut me. So what advice would you give them for who you know for Kasa Kasao Kanaki, you know, what advice would I don't know if I could say it, I didn't go wow enough, but you know,
Yeah. Ikalo ikalo kukulene mo kakanka kukulene lo. Ala na musula dana teme atisi bena. They have to be older with women. That's normal. There's no way. It doesn't matter how clean you are. They have to be older with hormone. That is natural. But when the odor is offensive means when the odor does not stay with you, disturbing other people outside become offensive. When that happens, that's a problem. But naturally, women should have odor, especially around the growing, around the cervix. It's normal. Some of the causes for that, there's too many causes for it. Some of the causes is doing sexual intercourse, bleeding in the cervix, and you don't clean the cervix when you bleed. So when the blood settled in your cervix, we call the bacteria Trichomonia vaginalis. There's a bacteria we call Trichomonia vaginalis. It's very, very nasty bacteria. And it loves those small bleeding that occur. People will be wondering where that bacteria coming from. Bacteria will develop into the blood easily as long the blood leave where you're going, where the blood's supposed to go. The blood run through the vein. If the blood leave the vein and come to somewhere to settle, if you don't believe what I'm saying, just take a blood tomorrow, chicken blood, cow blood, or meat, put it in a cup, close it, and put it there and see what will happen after 2 days. You'll be surprised where the bacteria came from, the living thing came from into that cup that you seal into that cup. So if that can happen, so there's no doubt that when the blood remain in your cervix area and you don't clean it properly, the bacteria grow there. And when it grows, the fluid that is produced by the bacteria combine with the fluid in the cervix because always the fluid is moist. The cervix is moist. If the cervix is not moist, you get problem. It's not supposed to be dry. It have to be moist all the time. That's normal from God. So there's always room for the bacteria to grow. So when that blood combine, when the fluid of the bacteria combine with your natural fluid in your cervix, it creates uncomfortable smell. It creates that. So the best thing is cleaning it as well. You got to clean yourself at all time. Some people go too far with cleaning. Some people use lime around their cervix. It's not good. Lime is corrosive. Nemungumu kaki ifali faulo is not good. Nemungumu seyala. It will cause another damage around your cervix. It will cause that. And when you cause damage, causing wound in your cervix, blood settling in your cervix will always call for bacteria. Even common sperm, I will tell you that. Let's forget about wound or other thing. After sexual intercourse, The best thing you can do for yourself is to go wee wee, is to go urinate. If you urinate, the urine will clean up. The urine is a very powerful tool that God gave to every one of us. It will clean it up. Even you don't have chance to wash yourself, but if you have chance to urinate, it's better.
I
That's the
think,
only thing you can do.
sorry
Yeah,
to cut. I think that's why some people before having sex they drink a lot of water before.
water.
Yeah,
Yes,
and then
it's
straight
really
after
good.
sex they go to the bathroom to wee. I think that's yeah.
It's it's really good. It's really good. So urine help to clean as well. Okay. Another way you can get it, you can get that is the condom use we were talking about. When the condom split, when you split, you can see it. It could be there will be a particle in there. There could be a particle in there. And whenever there's something around your cervix, it calls for bacteria to grow. That's the funny thing about it. Bacteria hardly grow because bacteria hardly grow in the vagina itself without something being in there. The reason is that within the vagina, we have, I just forget about the acid name. There's an acid in it that kill bacteria. When bacteria come there, it killed it straight away. But when something is there, the bacteria camouflage itself around that thing so that the acid cannot reach on it to kill it soon. And as soon as it start growing, it will start producing odor. So the best solution is changing your underwear on a daily basis or twice a day. If you spend a whole day in one underwear for female, don't sleep in that. Spend the night another one for the day. That is the best practice you can do.
Thank you so much, big brother. And before we go to the part of
So we
HIV,
did.
with yeast infection.
Yep. Yeast.
Yeah.
Yeast is also another fungal infection. It's one of the fungal infection as well. And one of the best, well, they will give you antifungal treatment, and it's kind of wet cream that they will give you for you to insert it, and it get a normal dose. You got to go through the dose, but many of time our body, the vagina grow yeast anyway. It doesn't matter what you do, vagina always get yeast because that's natural. Excessive yeast is not good, but it doesn't matter how many treatment you take, the vagina will grow his own yeast. So what time can you know that this yeast is not normal? Is that when you start seeing a white up or wet criminal stuff in your vagina that you can actually taste. You're not supposed to be feeling it, or you're not supposed to be getting it out in abundance, or you're not supposed to be wasted in your pants or in your underwear for that manner. That case, when it happens like that means it's not normal. You need treatment. Or doing sexual intercourse is not supposed to be that much wherein your sexual partner will feel uncomfortable with having intercourse with you. When that happens, then you need treatment. But other than that, the body actually grow the vagina grow just to lubricate the vagina, which is natural and normal for every female. But excessive one is not good. When you see it excessive, go to the doctor. They will give you treatment for infection. It's not a injection that you will take. It's not a tablet that you can take. It's a cream that you can insert just to get the excess out and the kill the bacteria that are growing excess yeast. And again, it's the same bacteria, trichomonium, that help in the growth of the yeast as well. And it will happen whenever there is residual of anything. It can even be women period. When you are in your period, sometime at the end of the period, you can't see much. You can't see much, and then it just dribble. Sometimes it doesn't come out, and you forget to clean yourself, and then it settle in there. And when that happens, bacteria grow and start growing yeast.
Thank you so much.
Some people say, I think the way people eat too. What do you mean?
Yeah, Masube, what do you mean by that? I think the way people do it. What do you mean by that, please?
Huh?
No matter what she mean by that, Naka for money, I will let you know. But
Okay. Mm-hmm.
The last one we're gonna go on this one, what I call a nani fatu dorley ane na anti fatoumata le, we mine we HIV lele. So HIV, mo kuma HIV ka platform ka kolo, but mona kala mea kaneno. You know, and then na cousin the Belgium when nane ka medical side for money, but this part now of HIV na fe mo ke anglelelo. You know, so more other audience mulu you know fanoko wulu basically law exactly more maka me for. But anti-fat is up to you. If I Africa for America no, you welcome for America no. But whatever make you comfortable, if it's a for all. So ngata kumada mera fatu le majona fatu dole. Because ale is a first time fatu dollar. Let me say it in English for you to understand. Sorry. Fatu, we're now going to be talking about HIV.
Okay.
We have spoken about HIV on my platform before, but we've done it in my dialect, which is Mandingo. And I had my cousin here that will say from the medical term of it when Auntie Fatoumata explained her story in Mandingo. But today, because we have already done all the sexual health in Mandingo, but I saved the HIV topic last because this is my second time doing it, but I'm going to do it this time in English. Okay. So I would like for you to tell the audience your story, how you contacted HIV, how you catched it, and a bit into details. Then after you finish, Auntie Fatoumata is going to explain her side. Then when she finished now, the sexual health nurse now going to explain to us in the medical term, because I don't think people understand them more in the medical term of it. Do you get what I mean? So the topic is on you, big sister Fatu. HIV, how did you catch it, and what's your story behind it? If you can please let us know.
Let me just close the door, the breeze banging.
Okay. Auntie Fatoumata, you okay, yeah?
Yes, I'm okay. I took my anxiety pills today, so I'm kind of calm.
And if I call, your mother-in-law is not here.
Who said then I be? You know who said? I'm very confident. I don't know why.
Okay, and big sister Fatu, the topic is on you. Can you please tell us the story about yourself, please? Who are you? Who are you? Where you based, and a little bit of your history, please.
Thank you so much for giving me the platform to come on here.
You're welcome.
I want people to meet me. My name is Fatu Dorley, and I'm from Liberia. I live in Sweden, born in Banga, and grew up in Bapulu, Goje. My background, both parents, they are Mandingo. My father like daughter, my mother like Kruma. But then when they walk in, we'll have to change our family name to Flomo, you know, because they killed my father, my brothers in the war. So, and then 2007, I moved to Gambia. And when I came to Gambia, I was very sick from Gambia. When I came to Denmark 2007, I was very, very ill. I have a lot of rashes all over my skin, from head to toes, I used to scratch and it bleeding, and I have knee pain. I was coughing. I have joint pain. I used to faint. So I came to Denmark. Luckily for me, God saved my life. I was there. I went for tests, and I knew I was HIV positive from there. And this is me here today,
Oh,
telling
bless.
you my truth. Yes.
Oh, bless you. When you first find out that you was HIV positive, what was your reaction? Like when the doctor told you that, how did you feel? What was your reaction?
Oh my God, that was strange. It was a strange environment I was in. My reaction was very strange because I was not stable. I thought, why I have to be HIV positive? Is that real or something happened? But I was very sad, 2007 in Denmark. I was sad when the doctor I asked my ex-husband to call the hospital because Denmark they speak Danish. And at that time I was just 1 month or 2 months in a country in Copenhagen in Denmark. So when they told my husband that Fatu is HIV positive, I was sad. I was crying. My whole world was turned around. All the promises I have for my children. I didn't know how my environment was going to be. I have no knowledge about HIV that time. I was just crying and begging God to keep me alive. So my reaction was not so negative, but I was crying so much. I was in tears. I didn't believe that why me? Why I have to be HIV positive woman? From my background, I never have no experience about HIV. Only Gambia, I heard about HIV on the TV, and then I came to them. I found myself to be HIV positive woman. It was so sad.
But sorry to hear that. After you find out that you had it, did you get any discrimination from anybody when you find out that you had it?
You're talking about Denmark, right?
Yes.
Oh, my ex-husband brought me to Denmark. He didn't know how to handle it at all. He was shocked because he was living in a small town with like 10 houses, in the kind of a village, the European village. It just country people live there. So he was very shocked, and he told his family, the mother, the sister, just almost all his friends. And he had a band group, he used to let playing band, drum. They had a group, he and his friends. So he just tell all his friends, like that. He didn't even try to protect me. So I was sad, and everybody just started closing that door before me. Before when his friends come, I never knew I was HIV positive. They were nice to me. They used to hug me. They used to bring me flowers. But then when he knew that I was HIV positive, everything changed by him telling all his family members about my HIV status. And then I decided, okay, since you exposed me, I'm going to divorce you. So I left him.
Oh.
Yes.
But what about our own people, like our fellow Liberian? Because sometimes we all over the world now, our fellow Liberian, did you get any discrimination from them or any,
It was horrible in Malmo here, 2014 to 2017. It was very horrible. Because my ex-husband, when I came to Denmark, there's a girl live here in Sweden. I knew her from Africa. She was my best friend in Africa. We were friends, and she older than me. So when I came to Denmark, she was happy. At that time, she didn't know that I was HIV positive. She came to me in Copenhagen, came to my house, we make some food, we cook. So she left her number there, and I was using my ex-husband's phone to contact her. So when I knew I was HIV positive, the reaction my ex-husband took, I ran to one of my friends in the north part of Copenhagen there to just spend some time so that I could feel a little bit strong. And that's my friend, my ex-husband. Before even reaching to my friend, my ex-husband called my friend and said, oh, Fatu running away, she coming to die. She want to take her medication. She would definitely die. She got no chances, She would die if she don't take her medication. So when I arrived, my friend told me, your ex-husband called me, say you HIV positive. But as you can see my body, you know, she knew that something was going on. So I told her, say, okay, don't go home. She was nice to me. Actually, she came for me to the train station. It had some friend who would just say, no, I don't want, you know, because herself, she didn't know much about HIV. But she came, she carried me to her house. We were there. I was on my pills. That time, they already gave me 2 small pills. I mean, 2 small drips in Copenhagen to establish my HIV treatment in my body. They have to give me 2 small drips at that time. So when I went to her, I was there taking some other pills before my real HIV tablet, you know. And then she started calling some friends in Sweden here. Like one of those sisters that came to me in Denmark. She called her and said, you know, the Fatu get HIV, Fatu whole skin is so bad. Fatu skin look like somebody who get younger for. And that time I was very sick. I used to be scratching the blood, you know, it itching me, my palm, everything, my hair. I cut my hair low. All of my feet from head to toe, it was just so itchy, you know. So she tell this woman, and then she started behaving somehow to me. I said, okay, so you want to be aggressive to me? I'm going back to Copenhagen. And from her town to Copenhagen, like 6-hour drive on the train. So I took my train. I went to Copenhagen. I didn't go to my ex-husband place anymore. I went to the women protection home in Copenhagen. I was there taking my medication and all that. Then one day I was going to the hospital. I met my daughter, father, and he dropped me to the hospital. After we exchanged number, I told him I was HIV positive. At that time, he was almost going to 78, you know. So he was old. He was older. You know what had problem with AIDS? I dragged him to my doctor place. The doctor gave him some education, you know, about HIV. So he was very comfortable with me until I born my daughter. And then he started to threaten me because when people know like HIV positive, sometimes they want to threaten you with your starter. So he started threatening me, if you don't do this, I will say that. If you don't do that, I will tell this one. So I said, okay, then you're set to divorce. So I divorced him too. That was my second divorce. Then I came to Sweden 2013. I moved to Malmö. When I moved here, this woman I found out I was HIV positive. She was not having a home at that time. You know, even though Liberians say I should stop saying this on platform, but this is my journey. It's part of my journey. So I have to explain it. And maybe some of them watching, they will say, okay, if I do say, continue to say it, you know, and it's part of my journey. So I have to explain to the audience to know what I went through. So when she knew that I was HIV positive, when I moved to Malmö, she came in my apartment, she and her little girl. That time she was not having place. And I was having my little apartment. She came over there like 2 to 3 weeks. And then within 2 weeks, she asked me a very honest question, you know. She said to me, Fatu, someone told me from Denmark like you have HIV. I said, who tell you that? She said, oh, somebody told me that and you know the person. I said, you read it? She said, yeah. I said, can you keep my secret if I tell you that I'm HIV positive? She swore to her God, swore to her daughter, swore to all kind of stuff. I said, okay, now you swear to your God, you swear to your daughter. And at that time, I was taking 3 pills. One of my pills was looking a liquid, you know. You have to put it in the freeze for it to be good so I can take it. I was taking 3 pills. So I brought my 3 medication and put it down on the table. I said, okay, friend, this is my tablet I'm taking. But my viral load is very good. I cannot affect anybody. And then my daughter is not HIV positive. But please promise to keep my secret though. After you now swear to me and all that. We didn't even finish talking. You know, the talk didn't even finish. Not less than 10 minutes, she started calling Asia to her friend. She take telephone in my apartment while she's spending time with me. She started telling people, oh, yes, Latin way back from Denmark. You remember Latin way back from Denmark? I just confirmed it. It confirmed. So I asked her, I said, you talking about me? You just promised me that you will keep my story, you know. Now you're talking about me. Okay. And she came with another friend in the building, but they were in another apartment. And that friend of hers was having HIV, you know. She also HIV positive, but she don't know, I don't know. So the next day I was going to Copenhagen to pick my daughter's passport for new passport. I left she and her daughter in my place. I went with my daughter to Copenhagen. When I came back, I entered in a train station in Malmo. My phone was just ringing. Everybody text message was coming in. Fatu, how you go tell a woman say you HIV positive? Fatu, that true, you HIV positive? Fatu, just tell me the truth. People were just calling me, like I was like, what? How come the woman go tell everybody in Malmo, Nigeria, Liberia, Sierra Leone? She go on the Facebook and even break down my picture of 2014. That time there was no Facebook Live. She break down I and my dollar picture. She started doing things for me and my dollar picture. Started disturbing my life in the country. I was so sad, I was very, very sad. That was the downfall of my life ever. The HIV not even make me to feel bad, but for her exposing me, it put me in a very sad place. So what I did when I was in Copenhagen, after I knew I was HIV positive, I joined a group called Crossover in Copenhagen. So I knew that there's a place here I was able to get help from. So when the stigma was very high on me, I went to my counselor in the clinic, in the infection clinic, and I told her, I gave her my whole story. I said, please, if I don't get some help, if I can get no help, I will do suicide, and I want to be with my daughter. It's too much. People calling me too much. People telling me about HIV want go on. Nobody want to stand near me. Nobody, everybody was just, I was like very bad in their face, Then my counselor directed me to a group called NOASAC, the HIV group. I went there. I was so happy. I met people. I met women. I met children. I even met one or two Liberians there also. I said, wow, so I'm not alone in this game. Thank God I found my partner. I found place to come. That was 2014. And then when I entered there, 6 months later, I asked the woman, I said, you know what? I want to be a volunteer here. I want for people to be interviewing me here to hear my story, Then she said, oh, but I go out there, Fatu, because people been coming from Liberia, from South Africa, all over. They come to study about the drugs, how the pills can treat people, the side effects. So say you want to be a volunteer, I will call you whenever they come. So 2015, some people came from Liberia to study about the drugs. She called me, about 5 or 6 of them, with some other people from Central Africa, East Africa. I gave them my story, they take picture for me, they video my voice. And it was so good for me to sit down among people to be expressing myself at that time. That was the first time, little by little. I started building myself up from there. And the Maritime University, when it comes students to learn about HIV, they call me a volunteer. I was so happy, man, to take this training. I was happy it was building me up. Then 2015, December 24th, I and my daughter, we went to buy him to the shopping mall. I met one of the women that were calling me, She attacked me in the shopping mall. There were 2, she and one Nigerian girl. She started calling me, Fatu, because if I don't want to speak to you, I don't care about you. You will call my name, you tell you I'm not looking at you, and I don't care. I was walking with my daughter going. She came running behind me to grab because that time my daughter hair was so like this. It was bushy, that kind of hair. She want to grab my daughter hair. I swing my daughter somewhere away and put her in the corner close to the switchboard. Then I facing her. I blooded her in the shopping mall. When I look, the police people came. The VAT. The security in the shopping mall, they grab her, carry her in the toilet, put her there for 2 hours because the police can take time to come for these kind of cases. They take time. So 2 hours later, the police came and they carry her. They give me some number to go for counseling. I and my daughter were going for counseling at 6 months, get myself stronger. And then the police said I should take her to court. I said, no, I'm going to court. I'm going to learn how to build myself, to tell my story, So I went back to NOASAC and I told this wonderful woman at that time, she was ready, taking care of me. She was training me. I told her, I said, okay, I want to learn how to tell my story. I want you to train me. I want to be a volunteer. And I'm serious about it. So all the time when people come, she call me. People come from South Africa, Kenya, Zimbabwe, Tanzania. They call me, they take pictures, they record my voice. I go for flyer in the street with her. HIV day, I go in the street, share flyer to young people in the community, And And from there, I just built up myself until I'm here today telling my story.
Oh, thank you so much, Fatu. When after all those things happened to you, how was your life after that? Like when and the stigma you went through, like the stigma, because obviously people when people have lack of education on something, the stigma is
What's
too
happened?
much. The stigma can become too much. For you, what was the stigma, some of the stigma you faced?
The stigma was too much. The biggest one, it was in a shopping mall in Liberia running for me. But still, I tell them that nobody going to bring me down in this country because HIV for all of us. Nobody going to make me to run away to do something stupid. So I was in their face. When they get programmed, I go there. Time for the Liberian Day, like July 20 for me, I'm a very good culture dancer. I was dancing in Banga. So I provide them myself. I said, okay, I want to dance culture for the Liberian, I dance for them, even though they're talking shit about me. But I go and dance for them. I make them happy. I bring the children together, teach the children culture because this is the way that I was trying to keep myself closer, to not allow stigma to bring me down. So I started dancing. When they get big day, I make cake for them. I make the Liberian cake. I put flowers. I put a flag around it. I just do my best because I make them to know that they don't have sense, They are not clever and I don't blame them. They don't want to research. They don't want to check on nothing. So I gave them myself unexpectedly to them. I gave them myself with all them knowing. Even though there was stigma, but I provided myself to them by me dancing culture for them, by me being active, paying my due in the community, teaching the children. I gave them all that, So the stigma in Malmo, it make me stronger. But that does not mean go and stigma people though. I'm not saying that people must go and stigma people. Not everybody is strong. Not everybody can stand it. But for me, my own stigma, it built me up. It make me to feel myself to be who I am today, to take my story to another level. And, so that's it.
What I want to ask you, Fatu, can you please explain a little bit briefly in your dialect so the people who's from your tribal people can understand a little bit roughly what we're talking about? Can you please talk a little bit of your dialect on the camera so they can understand what
Oh yes, I will speak Bobolu Pele. We are Mandingo, but we speak Pele there, So
okay.
Yes. Katua enga katua wenga wa fatu lole. Anga kona bufela ka lole menda. Nga kula boje dunga ka bangawe. Anga de boje bapulu iga. Ngale lawa samiko ma ngana na wa meme lole. Yoanga kwanga bani lawa fata da fatu. Uyo wan lawa nyindi ke ka gonga. Okay. So nga gona nga ka HIV positive 2007 we nga kula kpelengali Denmark dumbo nga manga ka HIV positive ega golong so nyamu nga agree ka nyamu nga ka HIV positive ali zabera nga salise ega zalika zaleni lale ya golong ka HIV positive isalise ega golong ka so nga fame ka nyamu nga ka HIV we an salise ali nga doctor appointment ma manikre dumbo nga magenga ga as HIV positive nene man ya woke ali nga salipe ma nga salise nga blood test ka nga viral control ka nga ngoni nga viral tenu da krepo igoro nga viral ile po nga ponesu doni ma nga viral ka kwa nele nga pun suno manikanu da kpene ma wo kondo ou bien converfe nga pepe nga viral tenu da krepo so nga ngoni nga mbonga na nga mayo kani igoro HIV ka ipona Dr. Amoya yamu iga HIV positive nene dipo salise o important care ya salise ya be ilewe ka ba ka zikoya ge ise ilo ngame I family ngame igoro ife ngumbe ge mbo ilo ngame iga HIV positive okay ga mani patu ngome shewoti ga kula patu menga ga left ka ba sude patu dole wanya ya otiyo di salise we I test ka salise oti baba
Thank you so much for speaking your beautiful language, because not everybody understand English. So, and the Liberian community is wide, so people from your tribe, they will know exactly what we're talking about. And I'm gonna go to my. Thank you so much for explaining that, Sister Fatu. I'm gonna go to Auntie Fatoumata. Auntie Fatoumata, is up to you. You can explain it in Madingo if you want, or all in English. When you first find out that you had HIV, what was your reaction? And can you tell us a story of how you catch yours, how you got it, please?
I need summer, I need tele, I knew like I can do your fancy thing. Dole Fatoumata kamara, HIV na. Nana HIV na nyameka, ole kendi moso yali. Good morning, good afternoon, whatever you are, family and friends. My name is Fatoumata. I am HIV positive. Yes, I contracted HIV through sex. So, Ngwaja, you asked me a question. You know I am.
Thank you so much, Auntie Fatoumata. When you find out that you had it, what was for you? What was the symptoms for you when you found out that you had it? How did you know that you had it?
Well, I was getting cold and I was getting hot in the middle of the night, and I lost some weight. And I happened to have a doctor appointment, and no, actually no. I was passing. I went to Department of Health, no, not knowing that I was going to be HIV positive, because I never thought of myself being ever was going to be HIV positive. But then Department of Health told me that I am HIV positive. But my reaction wasn't pleasant. Of course, I was depressed. I was sad. Yes, I had suicidal thoughts. But we all know, being Muslim, any religion does not condone to suicide. But I had a lot of family support. I had no stigma. Everybody received me well, and nobody ever bullied me. Nobody ever told me, like, everybody treated me the same. No difference.
Thank you. When you find out that you had it, you just said that you had suicidal thought. Yeah. When you find out that you had it, what was your reaction? Were you, if you can go further, like how did you really feel? Your reaction? What did you?
Malo ya tenga. Malo ya tenga. Na malo ya lele kakyo ibe mblala ma. Ibe dunya beweta la makanjugwe. So malo ya tenga. Nda fe kan gere fa. But mo kalo slama ya madinya igere farma. So nido kamalo ndete fika okay na family. So we na kama gere fa. But it wasn't easy, but I've learned to manage. Alhamdulillah, I had a lot of support. But it wasn't easy. I had a lot of suicidal thoughts. I was ashamed. I was embarrassed. I had all emotion.
But okay, Auntie Fatu, is saying Jenny, for HIV, ile saying Jenny.
Tani say, 18 years.
And Fatu, Sister Fatu, I forgot to ask you this question. How old were you when you find out that you had HIV?
I had HIV longer before I even knew. So I was getting the viral like 6 years before I knew. I think I was around 22 when I actually contracted the virus in Africa. 22, 24, around it.
Okay. Thank you both for answering. And I'm going to go back to Mohamed. Kamara, but you call himself Vatoma. Can you please explain to us in the medical field? Because the thing I've realized, especially where we're from, like this HIV, a lot of people, like the Western country, when you get to a certain age in school, they teach you about sex education. So that could even be from primary school. They teach you about sex education, and all this sexual health that was talking about, and HIV is even included. But back home, there's none of that education, and also especially the culture that we come from the African culture. For our parents to sit down with us and talk to us about sexual health and different type, it doesn't exist. That may
And I was married, by the way.
Yeah, I was about to even take it. It doesn't exist. And we have watched our fathers, our grandfathers getting married to multiple of women, because in the culture, Islamic, our religion, says you can get up to 4 different women. And most of the time, they do not do any tests to say whether the man got a sexual health disease or the woman got sexual health disease. They just go straight into the marriage, and then one person can pass out another sickness to another. So can you please explain to us in medical form what is HIV and how you get it, please?
Okay. Before I go any further, I would just love to congratulate my 2 sisters. You see, what they're doing now and what we're doing now is the first treatment for HIV. It's the first treatment. The first treatment for HIV is to be aware of HIV, what it is. I can tell you HIV is rampant. 1 month ago, one of my patients was HIV positive. And it was her first time that they told her you are HIV positive. I won't tell you which country she came from for privacy reason, but she was African.
Yes.
She was African, and it happened in Brisbane here. I won't tell you which hospital as well. My patient was HIV positive. I'll come to the medical explanation about it, but let me just talk about the traumatic aspect of it a little bit. You see, the trauma beyond HIV positive or AIDS itself is more than the danger of HIV itself. Because whenever someone think of killing himself, that's the last degree that he can hold up to. And who's causing that is not the virus, it's the people around that person. My sister Kamara, I'm happy for her because she's from a very educated background. So she didn't face that group. I don't know any of her family members, her uncles or aunts that doesn't know how to read and write. I don't know. So she get very good support. But look at our brother, our other sister. Where she wasn't among her people. Her media family wasn't there. Somebody who transported her into that country, first person to neglect her.
Oh, yes.
That is very, very dangerous. It's very dangerous. You can just walk before the train and get gone. That's why it does to people. So I congratulate you, and I say keep on your big work. The first treatment that you're doing for us that never been contracted with the virus yet is what you're doing now. There's no treatment bigger than this when it comes to HIV. Awareness is the bigger treatment.
Thank you.
So thank you for that.
Thank you.
HIV is human immune virus. That's what it stands for. And AIDS is acquired deficiency syndrome, something like that. Acquired immune deficiency syndrome. That's what it means. The symptom both sister gave are all correct. They are not lying with those symptoms. I will start with Fatu. Fatu said she had HIV long before, about 6 years before she got to know. You see how dangerous is HIV? People are saying that coronavirus is dangerous more than HIV. But when it comes to the medical expertise, HIV is a silent killer.
Yes.
Coronavirus come to you and say, "I'll kill you." It's standing right before you. So if you protect yourself, Corona will
Yes.
never catch you.
Yes.
But HIV, it doesn't matter. It's a silent killer.
Yes.
The best person that you trust could be the person that will give it to you. You see how HIV looking?
Mm-hmm.
The person you trust is the person you can get it from. We that not have it, we are not smarter than those people. It's not because we're smart, that's why we don't have it. No. It's just that we have been lucky not to have it. It's a big difference from Corona and HIV. It's a big difference. Someone will come and approach you, "I love you," and this and that. And the person talking to you, you can't find any symptom. But as soon as somebody get Corona, you know the symptom. You even be afraid. Today, if someone sneezes 3 times next to you, you end up abusing the person instead of telling the person, "God bless you." That doesn't happen when it comes to HIV. So it's a silent killer, but luckily today the treatment is improving. From few study I look at yesterday, we're expecting the cure to come out in the next 5 or 10 years to cure it, not to reduce it. Now we get the treatment to maintain the virus. But there's a study coming up now, they want to cure it completely.
Wow.
Hopefully my sisters can have long life to see these days to come.
Yes.
I pray for all you girls for that to happen.
Amen.
Inshallah, inshallah,
So
amen.
HIV symptom. Why my sister was feeling that itch on her body? Why? It's because why in fact, before we come to that, why she didn't know 6 years ago? Why she didn't know 6 years ago until after 6 years before she start feeling the symptom? That was because HIV is not one virus. It's more than millions of viruses combined together to make it HIV. So when you enter the body, it keep fighting. It doesn't just enter the body and conquer the body. No. In some people have strong immune system. Some people have weak immune system. And some people is very strong. When HIV, someone is affected with HIV, some people can know their symptom without going to doctor. They can know straight in 1 month time. But my sister have very strong symptoms. She's not the only person. Some people can go up to 10 years. The virus in them, they don't know. They're fighting the virus, but it's not spoiling, it doesn't disturb their daily activity.
No.
So if anyone tell you she is lying that HIV can take 6 years, you will know that person doesn't know about HIV. It can go up to 10 years. In your body, you don't know. It does depend on individual differences. It depends on your immune system. How strong is your immune system fighting by the virus? When the immune system fail to defend the body, that's the time the virus can accumulate almost every system within the body, and then why the rocks come on the body. Our first defense system in our body is the skin. Our skin is our first defense organs in human being. How do I for you to know that the skin is the first defense system is when it's cold. When you go out, the brain will not tell you it's cold. It's the skin that will tell you it's cold. When it's hot, as soon you go out, the skin will be the first to tell you it's hot. When something flash on you like a liquid, the brain will not tell you. The skin will tell you something is putting on you. before the message can be transmitted to the brain. So the reason for the pause on my sister body is because the skin defense system has been breaking down.
Yes.
So the skin have to show you now what's happening inside. That was the one, that's the time your body will full of rashes. You will scratch yourself and you can even bleed while you're scratching yourself.
Yes.
It's one of the earlier symptoms when the virus accumulate into your body. And my sister Kamara said she was feeling cool. Like I told you, it is the skin that will tell you this weather is not good for you. If it is good for other people, but there's no more heating system. The skin cannot control the heat anymore. And in fact, what happened with HIV patient, when the sun is shining, they feel cold. When it comes to the
It's true.
nighttime, they feel sweaty. That's what
It's
happened.
true.
And exactly that's what my sister said. All these symptoms are correct. So they are the best teacher. It's good for people to listen to what they're saying. Nothing like that. And when this symptom increases into the body, what happens next? Our body joints start getting weaker and start getting painful. You be weak even to wake up and go somewhere. It is the bone in our body that grab all the organ together and make you move around. So there's no part of the body the HIV doesn't affect. It affects every part because what is in the blood. And every part of our body need blood down to the brain. If there's no blood going to the brain will not function. People who go on a stroke, like the person gets stroke, is because the insufficient supply of oxygen through the blood to the brain. So without blood floating to all our body part, they can function. And the HIV virus attack the blood. And then it goes through our bone marrow, which is responsible for producing blood. It go through there and attack all this place. So all the symptoms, our sister said, they are all correct. They come one after the other. Some even come together. They don't even wait for each other. Some come together. You feel cold, you feel hot at night, and then you feel weak, you feel jumping, rash,
Sweating.
fever, coughing. All these things come together. And then, if you are not treated, we are so fortunate we have this sister to tell their story. There's a lot of sisters being affected in Africa we don't know. There's a lot of beautiful young girls there passing around. They have no symptom on their body. They already have it. So if you see a hot Jew or a hot man and then you just follow the person, it's really bad. It's good that the person that you want to share your privacy with, you should know them properly. Our sister said she get her own through sexual intercourse. Yes, it's one of the medium of transmission of HIV. You can get it through sexual intercourse. But not just the only thing. HIV can be transmitted through a lot of things, especially in poor country in Africa, wherein we African believe in gum tattoo. And during gum tattoo, we know what happened. We use needle to tattoo our gum. And that same needle will be used to tattoo another person's gum. If They don't use it on that day. They will use it on another day. Or they will use those needle for sewing. Since that needle was used to tattoo somebody and they saw that person bleeding, they will be a little bit careful. By the end of the day, they will forget that needle is already infected. And they will use that needle. Another person will use that needle to sew his old lapper or his old trousers. And doing that process, you could cut your hand or you could juke your hand with needle. It can be transmitted through that. One of the things that push too much stigma on our sister and brother that are infected with HIV is that we lack of knowledge. It is important to know that you cannot get HIV. Even I can share water with those people. The same cup, we can drink from the same cup. I will never get HIV. I can shake hands with them. I will never get HIV. I can hug them. I will never get HIV. Even they are sweating, I can hug them within that sweat. I will never get HIV. But people are afraid. When they see HIV, they don't want to shake your hand anymore. They don't want even to share a cup with you. Even not sharing cup, even to knock glass together, like you all drinking, you want to cheese. They're afraid to even do that. These are things that we're not supposed to be doing. They are all wrong. And they are the reason why HIV is still spreading in our community. Because the more we isolate people that are HIV positive, the rest of the people will start hiding themselves. They will never come out because they don't want to be isolated. They don't want to be neglected. They don't want people to reject them in the family. So they will keep quiet and they spread it among everyone. So for us to be safe, we have to protect those who are infected. And the way to protect them is to involve them in our activity. We already know they are HIV positive. We know that. Why should we go around and neglect them or talk negatively beyond them? The more we do that, the more they find different social groups. And then they keep quiet. They, like the two sisters that come forward now, if we don't encourage these two sisters, if we don't embrace them, there will be a lot that will stay back. They will not come out. But I bet you, if we encourage this sister to come into our community, take part into our community activity, make them the leader into the area they can do best. It doesn't matter whether they are HIV positive or not. If she have a perfection like cultural dancer, give her the opportunity to teach people. The sweat from her body doing cultural dance will not give you infection, will not give you HIV infection. No way. There's no research. These are might. These are false information that people spread without scientific proof. It's proof beyond reasonable doubt that HIV can only be transmitted through few of fluid. One, through blood transfusion, blood to blood fluid. It can be transmitted through blood, through semen, which is sperm, or female ejaculation fluid. Through that, it can be transmitted. It can be transmitted through blood, It also can be transmitted through breastfeeding. That is the three major way somebody can transfer HIV to another person. It's not through urine, it's not through sweat, it's not through saliva. We used to lie long time ago. There was too many lie coming. At that time, we don't have knowledge that if in case a HIV positive person, you get HIV, it's a lie. Except during the case, you are vampire and you cause the person to bleed. Then you will get HIV. Except you are vampire. But if it's just a normal case, you can't get it. The virus is not strong enough in the saliva to be transmitted to another person, neither in the sweat. If anyone get research that can prove it, I would like to see it. And it will be an education forum for me. But I've never come across any research that say you can get HIV through a body sweat. That is the three most way someone can get HIV. So I'm saying this not just for my sister, I'm saying it to my community. I don't want you to neglect our sister for teasing with them, drinking with them, or hugging them when you meet them. Embrace them. They are doing good for us. Now, we're talking about treatment. Our sisters are going under treatment now. They have stages of treatment. They know better because they're doing the treatment right now. They are physical learner. Now, they've been doing it for at least more than 1 year. They've been having treatment more than 1 year. And I bet you, anybody that do something practically more than 1 year, it become a specialized in that. It become the best educator in that. Even here in Australia, our professors in the university, if they teach consecutively in the university for 2 or 3 years, they are forced to go to the hospital and do some practical. Otherwise, they will take your lesson from you.
Yes.
But our sisters are doing the practical every day. So the stages of the treatment. The first one is introduction to the treatment. They call it pre-treatment. They will give you the 3 different type of medication, depending which country you are and what type of treatment they have, the regime they have. You start taking those tablets on.
Ayakuto, I can more do a big brother key. Sanatane.
Well, you notice I come on M today. I took medication to calm me down.
Or maybe your mother-in-law is not here because I'm more fair you're working there.
They realized that my anxiety level was getting high.
Yeah.
So they gave me medication now to calm me down. So I take it now to calm down.
And the fatoumata.
And I messed up though.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened over there.
No, the modern killer.
No, I don't know. My phone is off.
Okay.
So my sister Luna me for the alelewe. I treatment regime in kokani. The first I looked at regime okaputo. I think they spent more than 1 year now taking since they've been diagnosed. because the other sister was 2014, and my sister
18
Kamara
years
said
now. Yeah,
she's
18. Can you tell me thing?
Sajitani Singh. So they have vast experience. So the first treatment is for the medication to be used to the body and then attack the virus gradually. The first thing, when you get a virus in the body, they treat the virus. And then the second treatment is to maintain the virus not to spread,
Yes.
or not to maintain the virus not to overcome your body system. Like
Yes.
like the way they were having cold, pause, and shivering. So then that's the second treatment they're doing now, and they'll continue that until we find a cure. My sister, I'm positive one day we'll get a cure for this sickness.
Oh yeah, my doctor now tells me they cannot say we cure HIV, but we treat HIV.
Yes.
Yeah. So
There, there, there will be
I have a experience in healthcare, so I kind of know a little
good.
bit more. So
Yeah,
alhamdulillah.
that's good. That's very good. That's very good.
Yes.
So that's it. And then I was trying to say something about embracing, I mean, about first treatment. First treatment is completely awareness. So we got to keep to that. They get the ABC of the treatment. I don't want to go into that today, but awareness, we will stick to that. Next time, we can talk about the ABC.
Yes.
So if any
Yes.
question, we can ask. If you want me to elaborate on anywhere, then I can elaborate on that.
Oh, thank you so much, brother Mohammed. Ayakuto, one.
Nefa mara mimi na kandinya ni bi kata bale ke yaro. Tuno wale pro na bio.
Sister Fatu, Fatoumata, advice me dele kadi mo para mo ma kabe HIV coma. Sister big Sister Fatu, what I will start with you again. What is your advice that you give out there for the people that got HIV?
My advice for the people that have HIV, let them just continue taking that medication. It depends the environment. I can't tell them, say, go and tell your people when you're in Africa, go and tell somebody you're HIV positive. No, I can't say that because our people not educated in West Africa, you know. So my advice is take your medication. When you have children, tell your children about your HIV story. Don't listen to people that stigma you. Just do your best. Don't give up in life. HIV that lifetime things. HIV came and me, you know, who are not born HIV were here. So take your treatment. Be proud of yourself. Value your life. Put some value on yourself. Be strong. Do whatever you can do. If you're a farmer, do your farming. You know, go for your medication. Do something. Learn to do something. You know, talk to people around you that you trust in. But if you don't trust nobody, keep your viral to yourself. Continue to suppress your viral with your medication. That's it.
Thank you so much, Sister Fatu. And to Fatoumata, what would be your advice to give to the people?
Well, iwe mvulu la, ni kan vulu ndena na HIV di ma. Onku ilo ja invulu.
Oh, problem there. Problem there. Not wolole. Not wolole. Not wolole.
Onku we wa be fora. Ate na fora katimi ana fora nyameka. Awe wa be fora feel. And Lorozi, Molu ya feka yininga ke ebe se kamoki. Ani Sandra, how are you? Molu be se kamoki anytime. Mo be se kana kakuma. Problem tenema. No questions off limit. Ebe se kan yininga li sisike. Moma na ibe pelela ni alakiso. Like I say, na basi later I be maybe boy masuma katimi, and I don't like that. But it's good for me for now.
Thank you, the both Fatu I'm gonna open the line. You can go if you want the fatu, but the doctor will stay here in case if somebody want to ask him a question. So the boys.
Don't worry, I'm gonna be driving. I'm gonna be listening. Don't worry, I'm just walking to work.
Okay. So the
here, Jerry, I would turn inside.
Yeah, that's fine. No problem. That's fine. Okay, I'm gonna put the number down. So if anybody who wants to ask question to the doctors, move the topic that we just mentioned to do with different type of sexual disease, sexual health disease, abiska kilike ka doctor baiga so get a number bella ne.
And we have a normal life though. Normal life in mobile film. Me balala, me more get the abora. And no HIV the death sentence level 2. No,
death sentence.
Na number le.
HIV is not death sentence anymore.
No, you just have to learn how to take your medication, eat right, sleep right, your nutrition, your mental health, and find a balance.
That's it. Na number le. So most ne affect a question the Dr. Chema kabe mona kumana topic muruka be the different type of sexual health are basically because this is the problem we have in our people. More move your way that of no question no wait there maybe you might know somebody who might have that sickness, or maybe you just want to know about it. So,
and guarantee you, we all know somebody who has HIV. Believe me, I can feel my feeling.
Yeah, and even HIV affected sexual health because me media with HIV because mom for HIV I like that because I can wear status law. Most of my ballet tamani more affair mama wear status law. I look at my kind of status law. You know what I mean? Because in your status law, you baka ala spread ke your family, yeah. Then momru HIV momru la. They know the status. Okay, what I was saying, Sister Fatu, before you miss it, I was telling my audience in Madingo that I prefer people. 1 minute, my son.
And by the way, I'm driving handset free, so I'm driving. I'm very safe when I'm driving.
Exactly what I was saying.
I'm happy for that.
What I was saying, Sister Fatu, is when people say that they got HIV, we shouldn't stigmatize them. We should be happy that they even know the status. Yeah, they know what they have. There's people out there walking around the street, they don't even know what status they are, and they're spreading different type of sexual health around. And they're sexually active, you know, and they don't go and check themselves, and they're just spreading it. So we're supposed to be stigmatizing those type of the people that are spreading it that does not even know what they have. But people that already know what they have, they know they got HIV, we shouldn't stigmatize them because at least we know. You know, at least we know. You know?
Yes,
and people should think from where we come from. If somebody have HIV, that's it. You're not allowed to get into a relationship either, please.
I am trying to.
And that's why I came out in public to educate my Liberian community, you know, because the statement I go through here, it was not easy, you know, but I turned everything into a good thing, you know. That's the reason why I came out. Today, if I show you some video I have from Liberia, children I love their mother and father, 2 years old, 6 months old child. I have so much video in my phone here. I don't know if you want me to play it so other people can see it. Their face not showing, you know. It's so sad. And the people hear my voice on Facebook. They are going back to the hospital. Some of them never been taking a treatment for 2 to 3 years. But because they hear me on Facebook, it gave them confidence. They come to me. I send them to pathway to my counselor in JFK. I got so much video here. So sad. So sad.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sister Fatu, for even saying that. This is why this kind of talk show is good, because it's awareness. This is what people don't realize. Yeah, we come here with it because what I always say to people: if you have a platform, use your platform for something useful.
I would like to play one of the video on the
platform. Send it to me, because what I can do, because I got this thing on my thing that people can send it to me.
I send it to you on your WhatsApp.
Oh, yeah, WhatsApp. Let me send it. Let me put as an email, because if I put as an email, I can play it. 1 minute.
Yeah, sister, I can manya musolu photo bla. I ta fai photo bla. Manya siamba rebo.
Photo 10. No, photo 10. Photo 10.
I will
Video
come
yeah.
Manya be manya wakati you'll be very surprised. Manya keni manya musolu rebo be. Me
I
ko
just
like
got
JFK la bitani na through fatu.
Okay. Okay.
I
then
just have one. I just have 2 videos that is sent to me. Very sad, and I cannot send it to you from the phone because we are not on this phone. But if you don't mind, I could play
What
it.
I will do, Fatu, what I will do, what I will do, because Auntie Fatima just said something, because you know sometimes when you play video on your or this kind of platform, some people might not like it. So
Yeah, because man that is tell you can't find the fake bongo idea.
Because some people might not like it to be all out there, but talk to them
No, the
first.
face is not showing on this video. Nobody face is showing on this video yet.
Oh, the
It's really
face are not showing?
professional.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Because I was thinking about the day, because some people they don't want to, let me 1 minute. It's a way of
to hear that story, the way in which they're suffering to even get a medication, that's the more important thing.
I'll see you later.
No, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna send it. Is it possible for you to send it to me as an email? If I send you my email in WhatsApp?
That is so complicated. I can only
Okay,
send it to
you know what? I'll get my husband to do it. I will share the video to my husband, and then he will send it to me.
I'm moving. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I'll send
That's
you
about
some
that. That's
videos.
about the
You send it to me. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna send them to my husband.
Like I
then
will
he will
see
send it-
more fulula wake. Me ma fulu si di abebreke.
Come on, yeah, oh, Uncle, meet that balakayalo. But and people notice that when I'm in public, I also wear my mask. And yeah, it's why. Being that I have low immune system, I never take off my mask. So when I'm in my own private space, I won't wear the mask. And I'm fully vaccinated. So make sure you fully vaccinated too. Don't play with that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yes, that's a good advice. Basically, I've sent the video to my husband. I'm gonna get him to send it to me as an email. Then I will play it here for everybody to watch it.
That's good.
And Uncle Nike, you couldn't explain it better than me and Sister Fatu. You did a good job helping us.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
This is why I bring him here, because what I've noticed with platform, people bring like HIV people to talk, to explain the story, but our people still don't know the medical term of it. So I thought, why not bring a doctor that know about all these things, that can explain the medical term, so more people have more knowledge rather than you just explaining your story. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. And the funny thing, before I became HIV positive, I worked in healthcare for the past 27 years to my job. Actually, 28 now. Yes, I've been working to my job. So I actually took care of HIV patients, and I became one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but I became one. I know how it feels.
But you have to wait, because you already was knowledgeable about it.
Yes. I was knowledgeable, but it still didn't come easy because I was still depressed. I still had suicidal thoughts. I was still ashamed, especially from the Mandingo community. So I have, it's a lot. But I also understand now what my patient feel,
Yeah. Oh, bless you. It's not easy.
So for 27 years, that's what I've been doing for a living.
You still learning at the same time teaching.
Yes. So and now we're not supposed to tell our patients certain information about ourselves, but I go around telling them, like, I'm HIV positive, and my job is to work, and they're very supportive. I mean, if you work with somebody for 27 years, they get to know all your story. The family now.
That's true.
Yeah,
of course.
And I remember. during the lockdown, the pandemic, I work a lot, and I never been corona positive. So I'm thankful. So
Sorry.
That's good.
yeah.
Nika mo di mainga tele me no bill. Kafo me de ko corona lo ko ba HIV. Aba fo ko HIV di ma. Because at least I can look for Basil before when Corona started. Before when Corona, now the day in but when Corona started before last year, hey, they take a more than mind go what HIV or Corona, they will say to you, give me HIV because at least we can look for Basil, because Corona, what the time I look for Basil,
Yeah.
Yes.
and
Yes.
people were just so worried,
Yes, and I had to actually volunteer myself doing the COVID trial.
Yeah.
As an HIV positive woman, so I actually made myself guinea pig, So yeah, I don't want to say I practice what I preach. Me kuma sisi fani wele kala. But bibi meno manya moso siamba webo bi manya ke siamba webo bi JFK labitani na for na I cannot dunya loka for. I lose situation me no farafina. Ayake kobe. I cannot get it for because you faragbela be ne mangekano like my uncle will say, I'm very privileged to have the family that I have, and he knows me very well, so he knows.
Yeah. Ana fanya la ko
Absolutely.
Ako ko natu ya show la ko moke ko na family le wetile ngo ya family jetile ko ko ya sister de na ani battle for me net ngo ngo auntie but we just discussing that it's a small world because our brother Mohamed Kamara, the nurse, the sexual health nurse, he knows he's related to Auntie Fatoumata. And just today on my platform, they find out they're related.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah, and then we are so privileged. We have lawyers, we have doctors in our family. So now let my own uncle here. That's why he's gonna marry me now.
No, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready for that.
Yeah.
It's
I'm ready for that.
It's most now.
Yeah, and you know something, Fatu have a HIV single positive site. So if anybody around the world, if you are HIV positive, you can get in touch with her. She makes love connection.
Oh really?
Yeah. Yes, I love connection.
WhatsApp. It's on the WhatsApp. Thank you for reminding me.
But that's good though.
Yeah, she does. She does. She actually hooked me like Lala Madingo man. Well, I'm not flying and Gondaiko. I do Mandingo, so I'm not gonna
Mandingo potato.
So in the HIV world, they can call me the HIV police. And Fatu the Mother Teresa, she is so kind. It was surprising. Manya minu webo be uncle. Manya lui bola be I be Fatu kidi and I'm in Blala and be translate look, but she does more than me because I really don't have the time to baby nobody, and she does.
No, boy.
You guys doing good. You're doing really good.
Yeah, because JFK, in JFK, there's a lot of Muslim women are cancelled. Not only, but there are a lot though, because our Muslim community in Liberia is really affected.
Yes.
All of them come in a hijab and their face. Some of them dress like pure ninja. You can see their face,
Yeah.
they're so afraid, So
yes.
I cancel them on WhatsApp. I talk to them on WhatsApp. That children.
She does. She does. She does. She really does. She does. Manya musolu. I be able to feel, but we always tell them don't come public. It's not easy.
It's not easy though.
Yeah.
But we choose to do this, So for me, I gave myself up to them. They can come with a story. I will listen. If I ever to go on Facebook and beg for $50 or $100, I will go there. That's what I do. I beg the sending rice. I beg
but that awareness is very good though, Sister Fatu.
Yeah. I was surprised. I was so surprised. Now and I'm so thankful now for I look in the butu. You webo more dunya here. So now Mo be mo jugbe bo uncle, mo be mo jugbe bo dunya be mo jugbe, dunya be mo lo. O man ni mo ye. So na flying and go look abo. You don't come out, right? I look condition me, I look flapping like I get labo. You mo get labo butu. Mo be mo bo. Mo get labo anyway.
That's good. That's good. That's good. I need a courage dilemma. What can you feel? I no muso siamba fululalu. I education ballet new bumai nebudu.
Yes, because uncle, you know why? I will tell them, Mama, for I can also fly through there. I tell also fly through, but I get almost so many furula. Your make sure we HIV tester. I will HIV tester la. While I me buy lo there because I will pasita la be more HIV transmits kalabutu more ma. You know that.
No.
We are all detectable now. So I will say come on furu. Bo ayalo na nuru taya basita la. I tie them also premeluma. Oh my.
Yeah. Oh man.
That's what I can money fatu kamara. That's what I talk about polygamy. I'm not saying people shouldn't do polygamy. I will never, if you get hold me to that, never do polygamy. I won't. I'm against it. And yes, your grandfather married 25 wives, uncle, but I'm not part of that polygamy nonsense. I'm not.
Come on, don't say that.
No,
don't
I'm
say
not.
that because you'll be part of my wife.
Well, I'll be part of your wife. I'll be part of your wife. I'm gonna sit down there. The same way you keep it. Then I'm not the way I keep it. To the polygamy, I'm
it doesn't exist.
What?
Those file you sent me doesn't exist. That's what you're saying. Will you try to share it?
What does not exist?
When I'm trying to share it, 1 minute.
You mean the video?
Yeah, the file.
I send it on your WhatsApp now. I send it on this WhatsApp, on your WhatsApp.
I know, but when you send it, like when I'm trying to forward it to my email, it's saying the file doesn't exist.
Maybe you cannot send it now, but it's there. When I open the phone now.
1 minute, let me try it again.
And my uncle is not HIV positive. Haja Dorley is not HIV positive. DJ Fana is not HIV positive. Lubama Senesiketa is not HIV positive. No, they're not. They're only supporting us. Let's make that clear. Right? Let's make that clear. They are not.
You know what happened before Big Brother? When Auntie came to my show, somebody actually when the show finished, someone contacted me and said, "Oh, I wanted to ask question in the show, but I was scared if I ask question, they would think I've got HIV." I was like, "Are you for real? Like, are you for yeah?"
Knowledge is power. No, we're not. And you can marry a woman who is HIV positive. You could have a child, and the child will be negative, and your husband will still be negative.
Yes. I forget to say that. That's true.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. And like I said, uncle, no question is off limit. Anybody, I don't get offended when people ask me questions. You know, I don't talk about job title, but this is what I've been doing for the past 27 years. Actually, to my job. And I worked to one job for 27 years. I lived and worked in America for 35 years.
I'll do the old-fashioned way, Auntie, because it's not. I've tried to send it to my email because what I wanted to do, I wanted to actually play it on my platform. The people watching, they will have a better view of it, but it isn't working. It's not giving me a chance to do it. So I am gonna play it on my phone. I'm gonna put the phone on the camera, and you guys will hear what is been said. Yeah, it's 3 videos. Do you guys hear it?
My name is Patrick, yeah. So I met Mom Betty. We're a little girl here at the clinic looking for ARVs medication. And I see that they are in need. So I wanted Mom Betty to explain exactly what you want for the people up there to do for the little child.
Yes. I want you to help me with the little child because her education is there. And right now, I'm a 70 years of age. I don't have the money to say that you will carry and pay her school fee, do another thing. I want you to help me because I need help for the little child. Because the mother is not alive. Only I here not taking care of her. So I'm begging you, I want you to help me with her education and also I need food and things.
So how you can manage to pay your way for the girl to get her medicine?
I can, I said it for water. And I said water.
What this video is for Sister Fatu. This video is for if anybody want to contribute to people. There's people in Liberia that have got the HIV and they don't have no means, So if anybody want to contribute to these people, please, you can contact me or contact Sister Fatu. I'm gonna put her Facebook name. Share her Facebook name when I finish. If anybody want to contribute, you just contact her and then
my number will be the best.
Yeah, I'll put her number. So this is why we're playing this video today for the audience to see. If anybody want to help, please contact. No, what kind of but get a Sister Fatu a number bella 1 minute, get a Sister Fatu a number bella ne. If anybody more so near Africa Madam because I can't Falangwela yano abisika mo mademe mo bisika bale fane ko kata sio bo fina tete farafina ni settinye ikere sofa kalale government mademe na so mo do jangolo mi ala amalo akete mi de kala so adu mademe ko so mo para mo mo de ni bisika mademe ke John 1 minute.
Yes, Sister Fatu, Haja Corner is asking if anybody needs to help our brother and sisters. That's what she's saying in Madingo.
I'm hearing it.
So I'm gonna repeat it again in English. Like most of us here, we're quite fortunate that we're in this Western country. We can get help, from all over, we can go out there and work for ourselves and get whatever we need to, whatever we need. But back home, they don't have that facility back home. Back home, there's no such thing as government. If I don't have a government, it's going to give it, So, or if I don't have it, they will go and get a job. It's even hard for people to get a job to even work, Yes. So we need Sister Fatu. She goes some charity. If anybody want to help, I'm going to put her number. You can contact Sister Fatu if you want to help those people that I'm going to play a video. If you want to help anybody in that video, this is the number you're going to call. Sister Fatu number. Contact her. She lives in where is that country? Sweden, right?
Yes.
You live in Sweden. You contact her there or you contribute to her. This is her number. If you can please contact her on that.
Yeah, and Sister Fatu live in Sweden. She's okay. Our brother is just helping us, just to give the medical information out there.
Our brother
when I come on the show, I do not come on as my job title. I don't do job title. I come as HIV patient. I come as a Madingo woman who is living with HIV. Alhamdulillah, Labi Alamina. I'm okay financially. I have a job for 27 years or 28 years. So I don't need no financial help. I figure I could use my voice for my Madingo women to come forward. While I'm about doing law, I basically come bed. Then I'll ngameno niwo fainyana. Nena welo.
Thank you so much. So thank you so much. So this is the video. Sister Fatu contact number is there, so you can contact her.
I want you to send me Sister Fatu number. I will be donating $50 US towards that.
Oh, thank you
so much.
Thank you.
Sister Fatu, my uncle won't do it because he won't marry me. Oh, I still don't want to marry.
Yes, so yes, so.
I'm okay. You guys can hear
the
it?
volume low. The volume low.
What about now?
Do another thing. I want you people to help me because I need help for the little child. Because the mother is not alive. Only I here not taking care of her. So I'm begging you. I want you to help me with her education and also I give food and things.
So how you can manage to pay your way for this girl to get her medicine?
I can, I'm selling for water. And when I sell the water, I keep the money for the time. You will tell me and tell the time. I keep letting, I say I keep 50, 25 and tell the time can reach me.
More we back question ask her.
You Georgia, go free.
Got to know.
Uncle, they never watch the show because you know what happened?
Fatu.
I and it's okay. Why? Yeah.
Fatu, please play from your side because my volume is too low.
Okay, let me try.
It's not loud enough. Yeah, we Malayala because I do fair and I can for no can mind like more can for local HIV Allah.
Ayla. Yes.
That's the problem. That's the problem we have because that's the lack of education.
Really?
Yeah,
knowledge is power. I'm Malon. So for my educate, don't I not around.
I not.
Okay, Sister Fatu, can the video play? Sister Fatu, please play it.
See the amount of medication being given to home, and then that's the one. So that how much taking it? How much taking it? For the food, so this is 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening, so 4 medicine a day. At night 1, so we're talking close to 5 medication a day. So you see what she's going through to take this medication every day. She needs nutrition. She needs food to build her body to help her fight the infection, but she needs to have the food. And also the transportation, as the mother said, they provide that because you have to come here almost every 2 or 3 months to get the medication. So thank you. Hope you understand, do something for this case. All right.
Let me play the other one. That's the grandmother here now.
All right. So, Mom, you going to talk? What's your name? Okay. My name is Patrick, yeah? So I met Mom Betty with a little girl here at the clinic, looking for ARV medication. And I see that they are in need. So I wanted Mom Betty to explain exactly what you want for the people up there to do for the little child.
Yes. I want you to help me with the little child because her education is there. And right now, I'm a 70 years of age. I don't have the money to say that you can and pay your school fee, do another thing. I want you to help me because I need help for the little child. But the mother is not like me. I am not taking care of her. So I'm begging you. I want you to help me with her education and also leave food and things.
So how you can manage to pay your way for this girl to get medicine?
I can, I'm selling for water. And when I sell the water, I keep the money for the time. You will tell me and tell the time. I keep letting, I say I keep 50, 25 and tell the time can reach me. I'm able to pay my live. I'm not in Georgia.
So we know school fee being concerned about
school fee, the feeling,
and
the clothing and upgrade. I don't have to pay about him. Selling for water, you eat, you do things.
Yeah.
So that's the help I want from the people. So help me.
Okay, that's the video.
All right, now for my Betty Umpa, she's selling cold water. So what we'll try to do is not to do every day giving to her. Maybe if we give her one shot deal, $100, let her continue to sell the cold water and buy the medication because it's gonna be lifetime thing. So we gotta help her help herself.
That's
That's
you.
it.
That's
because every 3 months provide medication. My husband have donated $50 right now, right? And,
Yeah.
and he doesn't have it too. So we have to teach my Betty Lord continue to sell the cold water and be self-sufficient so she can provide for her grandchild. Because lifetime problem is HIV. We're not going to be able to support her every day buying the medication. I'm not up for that.
That's true.
No, the medication is free, you know. Just to
No,
do
the
something
medication
and
is
be
free.
paying your way.
But getting the medication, so that $50 there should be able to sell enough cold water so she can be able to get a medication forever and ever. Because with $50, if you determine with the grace of Allah, you can make it into 100. 100 can go into 200. She no longer need help from the public, because the public not going to be able to do it every day. We all have our own
But me,
financial
one thing I'm going to say here, I will continue to beg for the people on any platform I go on. This is why I will call for. I will not stop because somebody donate $50. So I'll say I will stop. I get over 20 of this video in my phone. I don't want to play everything here. You guys will not be happy. So I will not stop asking people when I have the opportunity to go on platform. That's why I put my face here to help these people. That's why God draw me here.
You
God
are
put me
saying
here.
the same thing. Both of you saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Why my niece is saying is that it's good to promote them, help them,
Yes.
and they should continue helping themselves. That's a really good thing. We
Yes.
not just the $50. It could be another people will send another donation, right? Like for
Yes.
example, you can buy Xbox for her. She get Xbox, she will not go pour water in somebody Xbox to get coal anymore. She have her own Xbox, and then she will generate money. Not just her, it could be done for another person as well, and another person, another person. But the donation have to keep coming. I have other people that around on different platform, and there's a lot of people in the Madinga community that are affected. We still have to do something for them. We have a lot of Madinga organization around America and other places. They have to come in. They can't just listen to us without them doing anything. We depend on each other as a human being. We depend on each other, and we have to promote somebody to promote himself. That's how things happen. Both of you
Yeah.
are all, and you continue asking on behalf of them, and we will continue the same thing too in different
Yeah.
group, and
Yes.
things will move forward. Like for example, one of my friends in Australia is electrifying all the mosques now in the Masanda region. In targeting to electrify 50 mosques. Another person just joined him and donated 25 solar panel to electrify those mosques. So a thing go on everywhere. This group, we can go to them. You know, you got working on mosques there, but there's another thing going on. We want you to do donation
You
over
just
there.
took it. You just took it without asking.
It's good.
Ye-
It's good.
Yeah, because Uncle, thank you for understanding me. Because the problem is, and I understand what Sister Fatu is doing, but Kafo wanted to make her all the time. I need a Maroyalandi because my
Yeah,
makala, we don't want my makala. I say get a demena. When we
yeah,
buy,
exactly.
when she get freezer, that freezer should last for a lifetime, and she pay that freezer back to the next person in line.
That's it. That's good. That's really good. We'll work on it.
Yeah.
We try our best every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, never say send hello. I'm not reaching the farm. I have a 16-hour shift today.
Idembe na tunya.
And get a them when I truly and Uncle Cat them when I truly canali fair. I ready in Lumina, Australia, Kaluma Dakaba Bene for foreigners.
No problem. Weka watemina ngiti invite na.
Yes, Uncle. Ikala nafnita dunya farm bene. So that's what I do for fun. Once Australia open and they allow us in, I'm planning on going to Sydney, inshallah.
That's good. That's good.
Yes.
That
Yes.
will be easy.
Yes.
Th-
Yes.
That will be very easy.
Yes. Ngohaja, thank you for hosting us. Thank you so much. And people with HIV, you can live a better life.
That's
You can
good.
live a damn good life. You can live better life than Sister Fatu and I by being self-sufficient. You know,
Is this my number you post here for Sweden?
yeah.
if you
No,
don't if you
here
don't
is
become
my.
self-sufficient, it's gonna kill you. The HIV may not kill you, but being dependent on
I
people
think you.
will kill
I think
you.
you missed the number though.
Yes.
Okay, give me the number again, please.
The number that's 0046.
1 minute.
So Ngohaja,
No, you don't need the 00 there.
Amina.
When you do
That's
the
the
ala
code.
mo bali nyonya,
That
ala
is
mo
the
bali
code
nyonya.
for the
Manya mo so
country.
many HIV ya ila. I logia ijua yake. I logia igifere. I logia isafine fere. I logia I sa igere koro. Motena se na I balola lombe feo. I cannot get a misikinali. Misikinali mene kiboro simolu yetumabe. Onyumate wole.
Wait.
Wala ka HIV ketifala. Ni mote statement ko. I mi logia. I mi woke mo gere. I jo. Ne bala la bi
You ready
bala
for the
fula
number?
lemo. Ate di alanye. But for a seller for nita bala kan ni dunya teme ko kawo kengere ye. HIV manyuma tota ile. Ai bolo ya ila isenya ila. Misiki na adu mo adu musuko ni ndu ge. Ite bala meka gani HIV soro. Iloge iwo bala kene continue.
Yes.
Ninga bla mo meti la ige afama.
Thank you,
No,
Sister.
no.
Thank you, Auntie Fatoumata. Now I'm calling you Sister Fatoumata.
Yeah.
Fatu, when you put the plus 4, you don't need the 00 there. I mean, the code, when you put the plus 4, you don't need the 00.
Okay, plus 46.
Yeah, 76
70261.
702. Okay.
70261.
Plus 6, yeah, plus 46, yeah.
70.
Yeah, 70.
261.
261.
5800.
5800. Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
It's okay. Okay, because we've been on the show for a very long time. This is Sister Fatu number. If anybody want to contact her, I'm going to close the show here. You guys can forward it back if you want to contact her, and you can contact her on this number. And thank you so much. I'm most of all you 3 people that come. Yeah, I'm forever grateful. Thank you so much for taking your time to come on this platform to talk on here. You know, Sister Fatu and Auntie Fatu for coming to tell people, you know, to come out, you know, to say your secret. You know, it can be very, very, where's the word for it? You need strength. You know, it can be humiliating. You need strength to do it. You know what I mean? But you guys have come, and you guys shouldn't feel embarrassed to do it. The more you do it, the more you're doing awareness, the more people are going to come forward, the more people are going to go and take the medication. Yeah. They're not going to be embarrassed to take medication. So you guys are saving lives. This is what you do. You're saving lives. So I'm really privileged that you guys are doing this.
And they are giving the first treatment. This is the first treatment.
Yeah, please don't let nobody discourage you guys. You guys need to remember you're saving life. The more you go out there and tell the audience how it is, what you're going through, the more people going through that thing, they're ashamed of it, the more they will have that confidence to see you guys doing it. They too will do something about it. Even if they don't come out, but they go and get the medication, they'll go and see the doctors, you know. You're saving lives. So thank you so much. I love you two beautiful people. And you too, I'm not going to forget you, Mr. Mohamed Kamara, for taking your time to come and educate our people.
Very much.
Because the thing about back home, even here, what I've noticed, more our people, they have children, the children go and get educated, and they don't take the knowledge to our community. The Western people get more from what they've learned than their own people.
Yes.
You got me? And the point of your mom and your dad sending you to school to get knowledge and go back home and do something. Even if you don't go back home, do something, go to your community and do something with that knowledge. because your community
Yes.
will benefit from it more. But our people, when they're in Western country, they have this thing, instead of going to the community, that, oh, I'm not going to get paid for it. Why am I going to go somewhere where I'm not going to get paid for it? Let me go and do my job. Let me go and do my regular job. Not everything is about pay. Some of them is that knowledge. That knowledge
And we
you
don't
give
even
it
get
out,
paid. We don't
and I
get
will
paid,
give
and
you
I don't want pay. I do not
blessing.
want pay.
No,
I
no,
don't
no.
want pay at all. I
No.
want the message to be passed on. I don't want no money. I don't want no fame.
No,
I don't want no nothing.
no, you not. I mean, the doctors, they have
Yes.
people that come, because some of them see it in the community. Why am I going to go on the platform to talk when I got a job to do? You know what I mean? That work they're going to do, you know, and they're getting money from it. They see that it's better than coming on this sort of platform to talk to the people. And what they don't realize, talking to your people is more than what you're getting paid at work, because
Yes.
you educating on them knowledge that Allah gave you some knowledge, and you giving that knowledge out, and you're gonna get reward for that, and that's more than any money they can buy. And imagine educating your people. What more do you want from that? You know. So thank you so much, brother Mohammed. This is a big deal to me.
Yeah.
But oh my God, bless you.
Thank you so much. And I can do this again and again. I just want to
Thank
close
you.
with one statement. One
Yeah.
statement I want to close with.
Yeah.
Our sister that are having HIV now, I bet you they didn't look for it. They didn't look for it. We that don't have it, I will tell you, we are just lucky that we don't have it yet. I will always use that word yet.
Yes.
Those who that are looking at us, or those who are listening to us, every 100 people you pass by, I will tell you 99% of them has been infected with sexual transmitted disease. They are just lucky it wasn't HIV. One every 100 people you pass by, including myself, I have had sexual transmitted disease before. I can't have it. It's not something that you can live on earth that you can get until you die. It's lie. There's no way. There's no way you will live on earth as long as you involved in sexual intercourse, you'll get sexual transmitted disease. The only thing we have to do, we do our best to protect ourselves in many ways so that we cannot spread it to another person. And whenever you get it, go for kill. And we should listen to lecture like this, to forum like this, to people like this, to protect yourself more from HIV positive. So thank you, everyone. Anytime you need me, I can come on board. Okay?
Yeah. I have my husband's cell phone number. I have my husband's number. He's my husband.
No problem. You can have it.
Thank you so much,
Call me
you guys.
anytime.
Thank you so much, Aisha, for having me.
Thank you, Sister Fatu, for being a Mother Teresa. You do well. You go above and beyond. I can't be like you. I don't know how you does it. You know, you talk to at least 10 people a day, right? You don't pick and choose. You choose the Madingo community. You are God sent. And I'm so glad to be partner with you. I'm so thankful. I have so much respect for you.
Everybody up there, I want to support my trip to Liberia so I can go and do workshop with the people. I can bring all this information back for me to get some fundraising from the students.
You just call Haja, Sister Fatu. Haja is your niece. Check all that. Say, listen, I want your platform.
You know, I want people to be able to reach out and say, Fatu, we can support you. You go back to Liberia and do workshop with the people, because there will be organization you want to help, but they got to see proof from me working with those people on the fee, you know. So everybody out there, please support me for my trip to Liberia. Even in January, 1 week, I go and do workshop and come back, you know.
She's very passionate about it. She just don't talk on Facebook or on live show. This is what she does. I get so mad at her for answering call in the middle of the night. And when she won't put me through that, I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. Yeah, she called me the HIV police. Fatu is, you know, God don't make mistake. God choose her for this. She is, I mean, I'm privileged to be surrounded by her.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you so much, you two beautiful people. Thank you.
Bye
Love you.
bye.
Love you.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Why how do I leave?
It wouldn't mind that I can watch it, but I Susan Nani Kamu Mafe, I Beniche Nala Kamu Match there. I love you all. I do share so more quick, but would knowledge seller. And in fact, she managed to do it. So I video share so more quick, but would knowledge seller because it's a very important topic today that we'll discuss. Thank you very much. Bye. Peace. Bye.